Hello. Change that. What? Do I need anything else? That's already going. Let's go. Thoughts and opinions? I should probably tag the Discord. Thank you. At me. I'm really hoping that my mic's gonna sound better currently. Hopefully. Hello. I cannot deny that I'm weird. Hopefully all of them, but I'll at least try and show them off on stream, if not make them. I'll at least try to show them on stream. But good morning. I am indeed weird. Please tell me the AC noise is gone. Please. I changed something, so hopefully it should be at least a lot less noticeable, if nothing else. Please. La-da-da. So does that mean it's gone? Does that mean it's gone? No. The Grim Reaper does not speak to me. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? Close that.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Let me do my intro first. Hello VOD, hello chat. I moved my AC from like this weird stand and like hole in my wall to where it's now like the cold part is now facing outside. So like the heat instead of the cold coming in, the heat goes out. So I just have my AC box sitting on the floor. So hopefully when I jump and do the squats, hopefully I don't trip on that. That would be very bad. Hello, hello. It would be a very bad thing if I did those three things and immediately fell. Because I just have my AC sitting on the floor now, so it is. I wish I watched the first two parts, but I would do the three squats and the jumping jacks. Hopefully no hospital stream, but I will do the redeems. It is mandatory at this point. What? Okay. Let me do the squats first, so that way if I break my knees, it happens quicker. I might genuinely need to like hold my chair when I do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I didn't need to. Okay, jump jacks. 1, 2, 3. I was like half an inch away from the AC box. Okay. There you go. I don't know if you can tell, but I am trying to talk a little slower and a little deeper. But knowing me, I tried this like a few streams ago and immediately slipped out of it. So hopefully I can maintain this and not go to my normal voice in like 5 seconds. Cause like I like this lower voice, but I have to manually think to do it. But hopefully it sounds better than my other voice. If I do my regular voice, I will slip out of it. So let's see how long this lasts for. But today we have a few different videos. We have first I'm gonna watch Papa Meat's video on the Lego scandal, which I think came out literally like a few hours before the third part. So it shouldn't include any spoilers for part 3. Only a recap, which will be great. So that way we all can be on the same so we can all be on the same mindset and up to date on the Lego thing. And so first, Papa Meat. Second, we'll watch the actual third part. And then after that, I will try and watch some MoreParz, because I've only done like 2 videos on his. So I'm trying so hard not to slip out of it. But we will do that, and then I guess that'll be it. We'll do those 2 videos and then see how much more Parz we can do. So I imagine this will be like a 2 or 3 hour stream, if not more. And then tomorrow I will do maybe an art stream in the morning. And then maybe I'll do a gaming stream tomorrow night, because I want to try and at least do 1 gaming stream a week this month, because I know I'm gonna be focused on other things this month, but I want to at least still, do my main thing, which is gaming. But it's a nice little break from gaming to get me back into it. But yeah. Let me make sure everything is still good, and then get a drink. Can you get addicted to caffeine? Because I used to never drink caffeine ever, and now I'm taking like cool, great, fantastic. Because I'm taking like 80 and 80 a day. Like I think I'm taking 2 packets of the energy. No, coffee still sucks. Coffee still sucks. Huh. Well, maybe coffee is different than caffeine, but I still hate the taste of coffee. Like that taste is so bad. But I have warmed up to the taste in desserts. Like I like tiramisu is okay. I still don't like the coffee aftertaste it has, but the taste of the dessert isn't too bad. Coffee itself still tastes like absolute awful. But what was I gonna say? Surely my caffeine water isn't too bad. Mm, yeah, coffee and chocolate and like tiramisu isn't the worst. No, we we are never doing a coffee only stream. I don't know what that would even consist of. Just me tasting coffee? No thanks. Coffee tastes like absolute dog water. Maybe even worse. But yeah. So if you haven't heard of the Lego scandal, hopefully Papa Meat's video will help you catch up. I so wish. Why did the audio sound so weird? Hello Xena, hello. No, no. I don't know if my headphones popped on that or not, but hello Zeno, thank you for the raid. You are not getting any titties, no. That is not gonna happen. But hello. Zeno, you love Legos, don't you? Have you heard about the bricks and minifigs scandal? Or is that too American for you? I don't know if y'all hear about that in Canada. I need another drink. I'm trying so hard to maintain this voice, even though I think I slipped out of it. Hello. But I don't know if you have that in Canada, if you hear about that. Is it Legolas? Is that a part of the video? If that's a name, I don't remember it. But Bricks and Minifigs, the drama of a company stealing a man's $200,000 worth of Star Wars Legos. That scandal. But let's get into the video. Is it noticeable that yeah. Is this voice noticeably different from my normal one, or am I just kind of trying for nothing? Because I'm kind of slipping out of it. But I think this kind of sounds better than my regular voice. Maybe. What? Is my phone still charging? Yeah. Okay, let's go to the different slide. I might need to turn my light on. Oh, Jesus. So that way so that way my tracking's better. Okay. Okay. Hello YouTube, hello pumpkins, my name is Mistic and welcome back to Mistic Reacts. Today we are watching a video by Papa Meat, Lego's Biggest Frauds. This video came out on the same day as Reckless Ben's third part, and I did not watch the first two on stream. I did not watch the first two parts on video with y'all, so this will act as a recap, even though I have seen the videos just off stream. And if it's off stream, it doesn't exist. Hello. Just in time to start the video. Hello, hello. Yes, glorp, glorp. Did I? I don't think this sounds deep, does it? Like, this is my normal voice. I don't think that sounds kind of deep. I think this sounds maybe middle ground and very, like, whiny. But I think I can't slip back into it. No. You have to wait for the ASMR for that voice. And also, I need to work on it. Unironically, I was Googling how to do that earlier today. So, maybe I will get to that point. But currently, I am not quite at that point to do that voice. It'll take some time. For now, you get this voice. Are those voices really not that different from my... Is this voice really not that different from my normal voice? No, not right now. You gotta wait. Like, I can't say it. I can't. I gotta save that for ASMR. I can't take myself seriously. Okay. I need a drink. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's get into... Let's get into the video. What?
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and sitting down because today we're going to talk about something you've probably already heard about.
Yeah.
And that's the ongoing chaos between YouTuber Reckless Ben and Bricks and Minifigs, also known as BAM! Quick disclaimer! Everything we're talking about today is all things that we've seen that are public information from Reckless Ben's YouTube page, social media accounts, and from what Bricks and Minifigs has said online. This is just a recap, so that's the disclaimer.
Yeah, well, welcome. Just the typical Mistic experience. Disclaimer, all of my opinions are wrong. I am stupid and dumb. My opinions are all my own and probably wrong. My eye twitched. Hello.
Is that good?
I think so.
Perfect.
Well, Sir is simply trying to recover money seemingly stolen from an old, sick man has turned into a full-blown fucking nightmare, dude. Currently, a big corporation is alleged to be abusing the legal system and working with corrupt police to silence Reckless Ben and others for uncovering the heinous acts of one particular Bricks and Minifigs franchise. Which, if you don't know Reckless Ben, we've seen some of his stuff before. He also did a video on the McCain Manor as well, which I thought was sweet. He infiltrated it, but it seems like he goes into corrupt businesses and basically tries to uncover the truth or just expose them and like right the wrongs of stuff as well. Try to use legal practices that a lot of these businesses use.
He did some crazy stuff in the first two
I like
parts.
to think of myself as kind of like the king of loopholes, you know, and so I kind of always want to go against like someone
he
who's like the
interviewed him.
opposite. So I do like legal loopholes for good,
Or, like,
but I want to go
talk
against
to
someone
him
who does,
out
like,
of his
legal loopholes
interview.
for bad. And so this seems like the perfect battle, you know, like we're both just using like legal loopholes against each other to like get each other in trouble and stuff. And I just knew it was gonna be like a crazy story.
We think more eyes should be on the story, so we're not only going to talk about it, but we're also going to speak to Ben later in this video and get some more insight on the situation. Not everyone knew what Bricks and Minifigs even was until the story broke out. Essentially, they're an absolutely massive company that specializes in buying, trading, and selling Lego products, which I think we might have touched on it briefly. We did a Lego collector video.
I've not seen that video. I've also never heard of that company before, so deserved. They are nobodies, the company. Thank you. That is so funny for the stream. But thank you for the compliment. That is perfect. That is perfect timing for this stream. Thank you.
And it's like just a retail space where people can go, and it's like an in-person retail store.
Okay.
It's a franchisee thing, so each person buys the store, they open it, blah, blah, blah. You can sell your Legos there. From that video alone, you can tell just how massive the Lego collector market is and how much money goes through that market is absurd right now. It's got to be the highest it's ever been.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In 2023, the business's massive success led to them opening around 150 individual stores, and by 2025, that number doubled. sold. Even
I've
back
never
during
seen one in my
2023, the
life.
business reported each individual store averaging nearly $580,000
Loser.
in annual earnings, with more popular stores even breaking $1 million a year in sales.
Damn.
And lots of people have their own horror stories about bricks and minifigs, with some claiming that they're essentially the GameStop of Lego. Online, there are entire threads of people complaining about selling their childhood collections, easily worth hundreds of dollars to bricks and minifigures, only to be offered about $50 at most at times. I think
Okay.
people don't realize how easy it is to just be like, put your shit on Facebook Marketplace. People will, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it for that is really easy. Also to just go on eBay and do it. I mean that they'll still take probably about half of what you earn, but I mean it's better than only getting 20%. So I would say if you have a lot to sell, either do it on Facebook or eBay, or give it to me. I'm kidding, but unless
By how quick people will jump on things if you can, because I know some people are, you're just in a pinch, I have to have the money now, but I don't know.
Like your
or
wife's kicking
maybe
you
a
out.
pawn shop
You
at
or the
worst.
Yeah, me or the Legos. All right, bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Tell you what, my Lego Ninjago set doesn't fucking I hang with him. YouTubers like MGS Brick, for example, have documented bringing in rare Lego figures only to watch multiple stores downplay their worth, repeatedly telling them that a chrome gold C-3PO figure worth around $1,000 was obviously fake. We could touch more on what happens there later, but for now, let's look at where Ben comes into the story. The story begins with a man named Brian Mansell reaching out to Ben, given his content for his over-the-top documentary investigative styles, you know, to help him get into this company and help resolve the situation. How did you initially find out about these missing Legos? Was it just through the Facebook post, or was there like other people that were hitting you up about it? How did you find out about that?
No, this wasn't a big story at all. So I guess the YouTubers covered it, Collectors Weekly, and it only
You
got
sent
like
an
1,000
email, right?
views
If I
on
remember
it. And so at the end
correctly.
of my Lose for Valentine video, I was like, okay, if you have a problem and the police can't solve it, email me at this email. I made a whole email for it.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
a bunch of emails, and so we're just going through all these emails for like 26 hours, and we see this Lego video, and I'm not really into Legos at all. I don't really collect things or anything, but the thing that stood out to me was he just said we had the world's biggest Lego Star Wars collection. We gave it to a company, and they're selling it without paying us. And I was like, well, that's just black and white. Like they just stole your Lego, you know? He's like, they're claiming that they didn't steal it. They have like some loopholes that they're trying to use, you know?
Specifically, he asked for help retrieving $200,000 worth of rare Lego Star Wars sets he co-signed to Bricks and Minifigs franchise to alleviate the burden of selling them all himself. Important note! The $200,000 value was an estimate made after a brief initial look and not before a detailed evaluation was made.
My original assessment of about $200,000, it was before I'd actually gone through and had done an actual like evaluation. I looked at it and went based on 3 different rooms with all the sets.
It's more accurately listed around $107,000, but
Okay,
still
no, it's
6
fine, but
figures
a
fucking
lot.
worth of Legos, guys. Crazy. Brian's contract with the store stated that the sets still belonged to him, but revenue made from any sets that sold in store would be split between them. However, when that specific store was purchased by new owners, it's alleged that they completely failed to honor the contract and even started refusing to let Brian inspect the inventory. Unfortunately for them, there's security footage showing Brandon, one of the Salem store's new owners, making it abundantly clear that the consignment would be taken over by the new owners. It's fucking pathetic. The back and forth they're doing. Well, actually, we said this.
Maybe $11,000 to $15,000 total Star Wars, and that's all Star Wars inventory in the whole store.
No, actually, we said this.
All the photo evidence points to there being $20,000 worth
don't
of Lego in the
remember
Star
this
Wars
guy.
Lego in the store that night.
Well, actually, we said this.
When Brian first came in, we identified anything that was on that list that would have been his, and we set it aside. And it's still sitting there.
No, actually, we said this.
Dude, the shelves were empty.
Which also, even if this was all legit, could you not look more unprofessional? To not have your ducks in a row, or just to stand by your policy and be like, this is what we said, this is what it was. Which, don't get me wrong, with these videos and stuff, people are calling, harassing, all kinds of horrible
And
shit.
it's so
I mean,
crazy
I
to do
can
this
sympathize
over
with that. But at the same time,
so
if you righted the
little
wrong, I don't think any of this would have
company.
escalated to where it's at.
But they're being greedy because they're like,
Oh, it's unbelievable.
They're trying to get through a legal loophole. Like, well,
Yeah.
we changed ownership, so.
Well, man, it's 100% from what we can see so far. It just looks like it's a thing where it's like, well, you signed this consignment for the sale and all your pieces are here, but there's new management and I don't know where that's at. I don't know if these are yours. It's just like, just being fucking scummy.
Yeah.
Some of the video footage, man, that you see of this owner, like on the stoop of his house, talking to the cops, and he's like, "Hey, love the American Fork Police. You guys, Lou, I love you." him doing that is the cringe.
Matter.
Yeah, you guys rule. It's just, dude, fucking eat a fucking barrel, dude. My God. Brian confronted the store with a contract in hand, only to be threatened with a legal battle so lengthy it would cost him more than the Legos were even worth. What's worse is that these sets were collected by him and his father over many years, and after Brian's father had a health scare, Brian mentioned being afraid to tell his father what had happened to their collection for fear of worsening his physical and mental well-being.
At this point, my father had a health episode. We can't bring any stress to him.
This kickstarts an insane series of stunts pulled off by Reckless Ben to confront the Bricks and Minifigs team. The series is still up on YouTube, I believe. You can still watch part of the video so far. He just can't add anything yet. It's fucking unbelievable the amount of incompetence it has from Bricks and Minifigs, and just like the amount of like, if you just would have paid back or just did good business practices, none of this would be happening. Or even just being like, okay, we fucked up, sorry. It would have been fine. But now we are watching corporate suicide.
Yeah. It's so crazy they're doing this over what was 200 but now 100,000, when like their earnings are like $500,000 to $1 million per store a year. It's crazy to like kill probably your whole company over that. Like they could have given up at any point earlier and probably have been somewhat okay, but they're just choosing actual corporate suicide.
Right now, were you expecting it to be a lot more calm, or did you actually expect that hostility to be coming in when you went into the store? Did they already seem like fucking guns ready? You know what I mean?
Brian did warn me
when
I went the first time. He's like, hey, when I went to ask for my Legos back, they trespassed from the store and started like screaming at me. So he's like, they're probably gonna do the same thing to you.
Yeah,
at
they
this
did.
point, I didn't know if Brian was telling the truth or not yet, you know? So
They
I was
did
like,
a lot
I guess
more
I'll just
than
go and
that.
see for myself. But I came in prepared, kind of knowing that I was like, okay, I'm gonna be like extra nice to them because I know they might. I want to get them to talk because that's my goal, is like hear their side of the story.
That didn't work.
So I went in, I'm just like, hey, I think my friend has some Legos in here. He was having trouble getting it back. Can we like work this out? And then she's like, I'm being harassed. Like,
Help me,
call the cops. And I'm like, well, I'm not really harassing. I'm just trying to hear like your guys' side of things. If they were paying him and he was lying to me, then they would have just told me at the store, like, hey, we're actually paying him, you know? So that's why I went to the store first to hear their side of things.
Just give back the set.
That's what I'm saying, is even if it's not the money, at least give back what you have and like just do what's right, make it even Stevens with everybody. But they've dug so far down that now they're just, which if all these videos, you can just see how fucking gross the owners are. It's just nasty.
That mustache needs to be cut.
And then also you have the police officers who just aren't treating it seriously, because I think there's still like a stigma with people that are like, oh, it's a YouTuber doing something, to where then they're like, oh, well, if it's just a YouTube thing, that's probably nothing. Right? Or
it's more of a, they're all in the, this is in Utah, right? Like the Mormon community that they're all a part of is crazy. I know someone in Utah. Good luck to them.
Oh God, so this is just a troll thing, or this is just a joke or whatever. Just a general lack of care for a very serious thing.
He has nothing to do with the store.
Why are his dogs out?
That makes things a little more clear. He has no association with the store.
He's just trying to get content.
Okay.
The amount of times I heard him say stuff like, oh, this is a YouTube thing, and discrediting the case just because this is like a YouTube video or something. It's very interesting how that like gives them a right, you know?
I kind of see their point of view, because there is so many just like annoying like meta glasses people that probably the majority of like TikTokers and YouTubers that do the meta glasses, I'd say like probably a good 80 to 90% of them are just trying to, I'm gonna piss you off as much as I can.
Yeah,
and the bigger of a reaction you get, the more of a reaction you get, the more money I make, you know? I shouldn't be surprised by that, because that is the majority of people, you know, but
you would assume,
but ultimately the case was real.
When you first hear about it, like, oh, it's a YouTube guy. Sure, you can go with your preconceived ideas of what that is, but I feel like even dealing with the American force, or even dealing with Salem, I don't know, did you deal with much of Salem Police Department at all in the same way that you dealt with American Fork, or no? Or is that more of a distant?
Salem Police Department
Salem
was,
and
was the Kaiser Police,
a different
technically,
state?
I guess, which is like 15 minutes north of Salem, but they sucked too, but they never arrested me, I guess. They always let us go, you know, like we would get in like our arguments, and then I was like, here's the law book, and then they just kind of like ran away once I pulled the law book out. So they like wouldn't keep talking to me, because I think they were maybe afraid of the law. I don't know.
Or they're just like, I don't want to fucking deal with this. Which it is a very unconventional unconventional way of approaching all this, but I would say that everything he's done is legal.
The cult was
from what we've been shown,
much.
at least, right? These posts would go viral, causing tons of bad PR and even a public statement from BAM. In it, they downplay the situation and claim that they don't know the whereabouts of the unsold sets. They allege that all of Ben's work and the criticism online is just edited social media clips, and according to them, all Bricks and Minifigs want is fairness and support for the LEGO community. Fuck yourself. Unreal. Also, it's so fun. That's like GameStop being like, we just want what's fair for gamers. It's like, why don't you go f yourself, dude? Really?
Power to the gamers.
Can we just like
they
undercut
say
you
that,
and sell
don't
you more? And then, by the way, when we get criticism, we're just gonna sue. Is that a cool thing? Can we just sue? I think that's what we want to do, actually. Oh God, make me want to throw up. Someone would soon leak a BAM company-wide email directly to Ben, revealing the internal state of affairs. The email directly tells other franchises how to handle the negative reactions to Ben's documentary and all other related content, which they labeled as a coordinated negative PR attack. Dun dun. Legos. One of the strategies is a new mandate to actively solicit Google reviews with every single transaction. They reveal that they are getting the FBI, Oregon State Police, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service involved. Their involvement, alongside the temporary restraining orders and cease and desist letters, would be used to silence Ben and others' content. Ben was also sued for his website, WeStealFromOldPeople.com, which he uses to sell merch of their own company. By now, Bricks and Minifigs stores around the U.S. are receiving tons of bad PR because of this scandal. To combat this, BAM stated in their email that they would have reached out to Google, YouTube, Patreon, GoDaddy, and the Facebook to report Ben's content and anyone who's review bombing their businesses. Patreon's own CEO made a video responding to this.
Patreon is the GOAT for this. Patreon is the GOAT for just saying fuck you to Bricks and more Minifigs. They're the GOAT for this.
Essentially telling them to basically go f themselves and to sue Patreon if they want.
Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us.
Right? Which, good luck with that fucking legal battle.
Yeah.
All employees were asked to pretend the scandal doesn't exist, and as a backup, were given pre-planned corporate scripts and a de-escalation playbook. The company appears to be in a full meltdown as they are demanding store managers turn off comments on all store social media accounts. As stated in its public statement, BAM says its ultimate goal is to regain the community's trust and protect its franchises. AKA, please don't bankrupt us. Please don't make us basically start a new business, which is inevitably, I think, inevitably what's going to happen. Do you think so far? Do you think they're going to be able to weather the storm?
I mean, as far as PR goes, I don't think so.
They're fucked.
I think no matter what, they're fucked. Even if they win the case against Ben,
the court of public opinion is decided.
Yeah, which is just like, well, these guys are pieces of shit. It's gonna take years and years to regain the trust.
I could see them changing their name and trying to get out of that spotlight or something. Renaming their franchise or something. I bet you that's the route they take.
Or they might do a thing where it's like, someone bought us, and then they rebrand it.
Yeah,
we're under new corporate management.
Yeah, but they won't say that someone bought us. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be all secret. They're gonna delete all the accounts, whatever, and they're just gonna restate it, and you're gonna look at it and be like, oh, these are all the same Bricks and Minifigs locations, is what I think is gonna happen. It may seem like Bricks and Minifigure stores attract scummy workers and managers, but not all employees are like that, all right? Some are simply there for a paycheck and have to deal with the nonsense that comes with it. Testimony from Bricks and Minifigs employees makes it seem like a living hell. It is common for the work schedule to be brutal and random, and on top of ridiculous hours, you can expect minimum wage at best. Several employees also claim that there is no opportunity for raises or career advancement. Of course not, dude. You have some manager who owns the store, and they're going to be in the cycle of getting like high school employees to come through. It's that thing of just being like, God, you're lucky to be here. I mean, you get to play with Legos all day.
Is that what they told Joe when he was working as a Lego engineer?
My favorite Joe story. I wonder if we can get him to say it. My friend Joe. This is like this. It almost seems fake. My friend Joe, who's now like a very well known. He's a stand-up comedian, very funny guy. I love him. We were in animation together in school. When he graduated, he won a Lego making contest. This sounds fake. He won a like Lego building competition to work for like a Lego store. Like he was basically a fucking Imagineer for Legos or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just saying we should have Joe record. It would be really funny.
All right, so one time I'm building behind my giant plexiglass window, just some sort of rinky-dink Lego model.
Ooh,
and a dad and his son come in decked out in St. Louis Blues jerseys because the Blues had just won the Stanley Cup like the day before.
Never heard
so
of
they
them.
come in and they bang on the window.
Where's the Stanley Cup?
St. Louis Blues! And I'm giving them a thumbs up like, yeah, Stanley Cup, yeah. And I go back to what I'm doing, and then the dad bangs on the window again. He goes, hey, build the Stanley Cup! Build the Stanley Cup! And, you know, I can't just drop everything I'm doing to build a 5-foot tall statue of a trophy or whatever. So I just kind of laugh him off and go back to what I'm doing. But he stands there for like several minutes with his son, and they keep banging. The kid's banging on the window. The dad's banging on the window. I think the window's going to break. Build the Stanley Cup!
That's crazy.
Build it now! And really, that's what it was like working there at all times.
Yeah, I don't know. I from the perspective of a guy who just works at Lego, where there's no incentive of like reselling, I wonder what his perspective is on Lego fans. I'd be curious to see. The next big video Ben would release documents Bam actively thwarting his efforts to confront the store owner legally and taking their maliciousness to a whole new level. It's throughout this process that the American Fork Police Department starts to reveal themselves as straight up corrupt, because the store owners and the CEO are part of the same Mormon church community. Brian alleges that some of the police are too, and that they're protecting their own. Us Mormons stick together. The religious undertones too, with like the cooperation of like, even with the American Fork Police Department, and how a lot of those guys even go to church together, and they're all kind of in cahoots in some kind of way.
So first off, I'm going to give you a little piece of insider information. I think someone found this on a YouTube. I saw someone's YouTube on this. It only has like 500 views on it. So no one's seen this piece of information, but someone dug back in the newspaper and found that Ammon and Josh, they went on a Mormon mission trip together. So they're like BFFFFs, which is crazy. Damn. Which is crazy because they claim that they're two completely separate people.
Yeah, they're individual company.
It's completely different. Like corporate's not, we can't control what they're doing. Like they make their own decisions, when really you can see they're like literally best friends with each other. Like Josh and Ammon are, I don't even think they're allowed to shower separately. Like they have to be in the same room at all times when they're on their mission trip, because they're not allowed to like jerk off in the shower or something, you know? So like they have to like shower with the door open and stuff. And so Josh and Ammon are like closer than any two human beings can be together, but they try to make it seem like they're like completely different.
In order to have his case against Brandon and Josh approved, Ben first has to make a good faith effort to resolve the disagreement with all parties involved. When they try to approach Josh to make their good faith effort, police are already waiting for them and pull them over for supposedly not fully stopping at a stop sign, despite the body cam footage later proving this completely false. Body cam footage also reveals Josh calling the police to claim that Ben is stalking him rather than just trying to serve papers legally, and that he might be pushed to shoot someone over it.
A threat.
One of the dispatchers made a note here saying that you were gonna shoot someone.
I said if they try to break into my house.
Okay.
I'm just saying if they come inside,
he should be arrested for that.
Okay.
Not Ben.
Is that not a threat?
Yeah, it is.
And as for Brandon, Ben tried to speak with him at his home, only for Brandon to stand there in complete silence while the police made him leave under the threat of jail time if he returned.
He didn't steal anything. He inherited the store from somebody.
No, he stole $200,000.
Where do you know that?
Because I've been
I don't know how they got the script in their head so
quick. With his good faith efforts rejected, Ben's case against Brandon was officially accepted by the court. The police approached Ben and his friend once again at night this time to conduct a random 2-hour search of his car under a random suspicion that they are carrying heroin. They found nothing, but still tried to pressure them into confessing they were under the influence, claiming that their eyes were suspiciously dilated. They weren't. Fork PD was later caught on a body cam claiming that they were going to scare Ben and his team a little before letting them go.
Can't we just have him pick his friend up? And probably tired of dealing with the police at this point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's gonna scare him a little bit and let him go.
No, it's not.
Really gonna do, but...
Making it even harder to believe the heroin lie. Which who believes the heroin lie? No one. Regardless, being unable to amicably settle with Josh over this got Ben's court case against him approved as well. And with an official process server alongside him, Ben placed a sign in Josh's neighborhood that read, "I stole a dying man's life savings" on a public piece of land to lure him out to be served his papers. As they waited, 3 separate police confrontations took place, ending with one officer trying to directly serve Josh the papers himself. He returns and says that Josh, quote, doesn't want them because he believes they're fake.
You can't deny them, can they?
Before?
No, he can't. No, he's a YouTuber.
Don't show the dogs.
Never been to court with him.
No.
So these papers that he printed up are fake.
Yes.
Maybe ask the,
gazillion%.
Okay.
He's a YouTuber.
Courthouse.
That footage is crazy because it's like you're getting served papers. No, they're fake. I won't accept them. If they're fake, then they're not going to do anything.
Can I peek at it?
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
It kind of puts me in a little bit of a bind.
It's fake. There's no lawsuit in it.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's also a thing too with like if you have a public server there who has no qualm with the case. I mean, who is not related to the case at all, should be able to go up, serve the papers, and like that's just it. Yeah. Right? That's serving someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to have the police sit there and be like, well, they're fake. Well, how do you know? What about these makes it fake?
And then they
you know
call
well,
and figure out
the police
that
body
they're
cams,
real.
they can just turn it off, or they can silence the
Later in
mic.
the video.
Yeah, that's crazy. They can just turn the mic off.
Well, why would you be able to do that?
I'm gonna have a discussion with this officer. Go on that little pot of land right there. Perfect, right there is fine. Yep.
Did you find the drugs?
Unless there's just some reason I understand, editor, see if there's a reason that we legitimately just don't know about. But does that not sound corrupt? Okay, well, he thinks it's fake. Okay. Click back on. All right, we're just going to tell them to leave. A fourth set of officers confront them, this time directly calling the court to prove that the case is real. They are seen on body cam footage being told it is 100% legit.
Never seen anything like that.
So they get fed up and just arrest Ben without reading him his rights. Ben gets out of jail, desperately starts a GoFundMe for Brian and his family and advertises it with another insulting sign. Police stop by and are seen scrambling to think of what excuse to arrest him again, right? In the footage, they're just like, I don't know.
Is it disorderly conduct?
No.
Did it raise the police to be summoned because it causes problems? Did he come out?
Who's the one causing problems, not Ben?
Look at your stalking code. See if it's that. If it's not, we're gonna look at disorderly. If
we're gonna make it fit.
City ordinance.
They eventually try to seize one of their phones and immediately arrest Ben's friend Sheldon for, quote, trying to destroy evidence after he attempts to lock his phone, which is his legal right.
You're attempting to destroy evidence. That's a worse charge than what you're looking at. Nope. Yeah, I was just locking my phone.
I hate police so much.
Soon after, their home base in Utah gets raided on a warrant that included, quote, stolen Lego, which lines up with the piece of defamation Josh threatened to make about Ben if he decided to go through with a lawsuit.
You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
A future statement from the Fork Police Department claims host of the Airbnbs Ben and friends were staying at heard them talking about stolen Legos, which is just so funny. If I'm sitting here and I'm like, Lego is so popular. Oh yeah, did you hear about those stolen Legos? That doesn't mean that they're stolen Legos here in my house, dude. Like, you can talk about things and it's just so stupid. Every single one of them is thrown in the back of a cop car. And in this process, Ben's arm is yanked behind his back so hard that it dislocates his shoulder.
Yep.
Fun.
That's cool. Fork Police Department, you rule!
Yeah,
Fork Police Department would also claim that Ben must have faked his injury because the x-ray image he flashed on the screen in the video was of the left shoulder despite it being the right shoulder that was dislocated. It was very clear stock image Ben used to emphasize what the cop had done to his shoulder. It wasn't the actual fucking proof. Yeah, so I mean, come on, guys. That's not way to x-way. It's like, no shit, dude. God, what is going through your mind during all these altercations with the American Fork Police Department? And I mean, like, them fucking up your shoulder. Did they even give you medical attention? I'm so curious to see.
My shoulder's not that bad just because it literally dislocates like probably once a month for the last like 9 years. Like it's like a very normal thing. Like it just pops out and within a second it pops back in. Like it's like I used to have to like manually do it, but now it's my shoulders are so loose now it just goes in very fast, which is why I try not to make like too big of a deal about that. I just really hurt my shoulder like right before. It was just bad timing, I guess.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking I don't know. I'm just like in shock the whole time because I usually try to be like pretty like respectful to police officers. I grew up in like a pretty conservative place where it's like you respect the police officers, you know. So
I can tell that because the fact that at the end of part 2, the fact that he didn't ask for a lawyer almost instantly and actually talk to them, so stupid. Like you know at that point. Huh? But like he knew at that point surely that they were not on his side in the slightest. Like the fact that he didn't immediately ask for like his lawyer at that point is beyond me. Like if I ever got in one of those rooms, immediate lawyer, immediate. Even if it's for a stop sign, I'm getting a lawyer. I ain't saying shit. That's so crazy that you trust police that have routinely fucked you over and think they're gonna listen to your side of the story when they pay for you. Yeah, they definitely should have. They should have immediately got lawyers the moment they were all swatted. They should have asked for lawyers immediately. Because no way in hell were they ever gonna let him go for any good thing he's gonna say. Like, my Fifth Amendment doesn't exist in Utah.
Like a pretty conservative place where it's like you respect the police officers, you know. So
I don't. Fuck them. They suck.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks
for being nice and cool.
Thank you. If you show them respect, they'll show you respect. You know,
no, they won't.
I've always like lived my life with police, but
no, they won't.
Yeah, this is so weird because I feel like
that
I
is
showed
such
them
a
lots of respect.
interesting mindset
you know,
to
like
have.
I was pretty open about what we're doing and stuff, and then
Mistake
I showed them
number one.
respect, and they didn't show me respect back. So it was very interesting. But it is kind of sad to
Use your
think
Fifth
that this is
Amendment.
happening to other people that aren't filming, you know, and
Or,
they're just getting screwed over for no
plead the
reason.
Fifth.
And it
Whatever the fuck
definitely
it
sucks.
is.
Ben was released on a $2,500 bail and dodged an entire month-long sentence.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Ben now had a court case coming up with charges that put him at risk for a 5-year jail sentence. He had no time to breathe before his roommate called and claimed an officer stopped by their place and claimed to have a warrant
Just
for
let
Ben's
him
arrest.
know.
This time, it was non-bailable, and it listed that he, quote, represented a credible threat to the physical safety of a protected person. I wonder who that was. Now that there were police officers all over the county after Ben, he eventually fled to Mexico to continue the case without fear of being arrested. He could very well not be there anymore, but is likely not disclosing any more info about his whereabouts, where he
I'm
has
sure
before.
Papa Meat
Usually he
knows,
says, I'm
but-
here, I'm there. Now I think he's probably just fucking laying low. As you can imagine, PR for Bam was getting even worse during this time. This is when Amen agreed to go on small Lego channel streams to explain more of his side, during which he does something that Bam has done on more than one occasion, uses employees as a shield to gather sympathy for problems their company caused.
We legally can't direct franchisees who to hire, who not to hire. The franchisee will be held accountable, but we actually can't fire or step over the line of that.
You can't fire the owner.
We're Lego company. Why are you being so mean to us? Isn't that what it feels like? Oh, they're bad. I'm not bad.
I'm a 46-year-old man playing with Lego.
I'm 48. My wife has sex with other men. It's unfortunately true that people have become so infuriated hearing about how evil Bam is that they began harassing employees in review bombing locations that had nothing to do with the controversy, which is a shame. That doesn't mean that you should go into a store and like fucking actually
Just don't
physically
support
hurt
them.
anybody or whatever. But if you're review bombing shit,
don't,
I mean,
don't
it's
harass them and don't
blame
support
Amen,
them.
dude. Blame your fucking head honcho. He's the reason that this is all happening, right? And Josh and the Fork Police Department.
Yeah.
A lot of people to blame.
Yeah, it's got a lot of things. There's a lot of things, a lot of targets you can throw out there. This actually hurts Ben's case, as Bam can now lump him in with the people that are doing these targeted attacks and harassment and label everyone as malicious. And it doesn't help that there have been both death threats and bomb threats made.
My name is, I'm gonna you in the way you've never seen. You're the next one on the line.
That sounds sexual.
Morgan, and we come down the list.
In fact, Ben alleges that Eamon called the police directly and claimed he planned on shooting up the store and burning the place down if the sets are not returned. Which, don't recall Ben saying that.
They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. They sent a lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm going to murder you," to Amanda, the manager.
Obviously, these are all fake threats. I would never do something like that. The police think that these are real threats. So now the police from Los Angeles, from Utah, they're all working together now to catch me.
As we mentioned earlier, one YouTuber, MGS Bricks, visited multiple locations with a large collection of minifigures, including a Chrome C3PO. Yeah,
I don't know the value of that.
C3PO. Put the value up on screen, which we already know. Of the 4 stores he visited, 2 offered 18% and 90% of his collection's value. The other 2 stores offered a measly 6% and 10%, meaning that on the low end, one store offered him $96 for his entire Lego collection.
Just go on eBay at that point. Just go on eBay.
Do you not get a better reputation if you actually just kind of pay good 50%?
Yeah, absolutely, you would.
60 feels
60 over half.
Yeah. Well, you got to think. Yeah. Then they're
50
only making 40%.
to 80 is about the reasonable range.
I mean, like
you need at least like 30% profit.
Yeah, I don't really know the. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know the value of these things. But I'm like, if I sold that little motherfucker for a percentage, I'd be walking out of the store and I'd be like looking back at him and shit, just sitting on the counter. When he went to the final store, he sent his friend in to make the exchange since the store knew who he was. After the employees combed through the Lego and handed them back, MGS Bricks noticed that the rare 30th anniversary Chrome C3PO valued at around $800, God damn, was missing. Both men checked the car and the collection again before heading back inside. As soon as they walked in, they saw the rare minifig sitting on the employee's desk. And when they confronted him about it, the Bricks and Minifigures employee handed it back to them, saying he had somehow forgotten to return it. What
I'm sorry. Oh shoot.
That's weird. How did it end up?
Oopsie daisy. I didn't mean to do that.
Sorry about that. That's called stealing. No! no, I just took it for myself. Wait, what? Just as he handed him over, the Bricks and Minifigures employee made one more comment claiming that the rare minifig was actually a fake. Yeah, it's actually not even good, so if you just want me to hold on to it, I didn't want it anyways. Which made the situation even more suspicious. Obviously, the guy tried fucking stealing it. Come on. That's crazy. That's a crazy evolution as a human being, though, isn't it? I mean, like, you're stealing Legos. Can you imagine as a child? Oh, your future self walks up to you and they're just like, we're going to be in Legos and we're going to steal from people. We're going to steal Legos from people. Really?
I mean, kid me would be like, yes.
Do you think so? I feel like they'd be like, why are you stealing it?
I stole Legos as a kid. So
Nick is such a fascinating person.
Like, perfect. Never change adult Nick.
Hell yeah. Nick. I can't wait to grow up.
I'm going to be this way forever. After MGS Bricks made their video exposing their terrible trade-in service, he created a follow-up video revealing emails from COO of BAM, Matt McNeff, and their responses have some parallels, going on and on about how the store owner of one of these locations is currently handling the passing of his grandfather, and how another employee is directly involved in preparing to undergo heart
really
surgery.
Using college
he also claims there have been
excuses.
death threats made by people calling the store due to MGS Bricks video. It's just, the sympathy bait is just, well, he's only going because his grandpa's real sick, so that should just, he should just be, let him be a piece of shit.
He's going through a lot right now.
Okay, he's getting heart surgery. He could be
My
an asshole, and he
dog's
can
father
run from
just
you.
died.
Okay?
Yeah, I feel like they're too far gone, but at one point they could have just been like, you know what, we're sorry, let's make this right. Even if they couldn't get the, like, let's say, for example, they sold some of the set, you know what I mean?
Financially get what was worth and give it to him.
Buy the sets back and be like, and that's really good.
1,000,000,000%. It's too far now. If they did it now,
they
you'd be like,
just
well, you
wanted
guys
the
are
money
just
anyways.
If they would have gotten called out and they're like, no, even on later on, in the rebuttal, no, we didn't do that. Yes, you did. Okay, fine. You caught us. Sorry. Wait, okay, here, just make it right. You could have been totally even Stevens on everything, but instead you're just being a fucking, I mean, just, yeah, you're being greedy. That was another thing too, is even like how polite you were, at least how civil you were with going to corporate. It made me think about, was there any specific action that corporate took that you believe like unnecessarily escalated this situation as a whole? How corporate responded to things?
So first off, corporate is involved. Second off, I mean, if I was corporate and someone came up to corporate headquarters and be like, hey, I think you guys are holding some of our Legos. I think that was my exact word. I'm like, hey, I think you guys are holding some of our Legos. Can we work with you guys to get them back? His response to that was, no, like the Legos were never in our store, you know, basically just saying that, like just trying to lie to me. So if I was corporate, I would have been like, okay, let's pull out the inventory list. Let's see if we do have your Legos, you know, and that's what any other CEO would have done.
Yeah, anybody else.
Say like, hey, if this person's
like
claiming,
realistically, if you're corporate, you probably like, I mean, I'm not that involved, but I mean, if you can give me like a list of like what happened, or you know, give me the fuck, what is it called? What did he have? If you give me the contract between y'all, I'll look into it, because realistically, most corporates wouldn't be involved, you know, if they weren't, you know, besties. That'd be the more realistic one. It's just, oh, I didn't know this was happening. Let me look into it, I guess.
To have Legos stolen by our company, then let's look at it. And I had the inventory list in my hand with me, so I would have said, hey, can you show me the inventory list then? I wouldn't have been like, oh no, get out of my store, I'm calling the cops, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
That's not what I would have done, I guess.
They could have totally had good PR too, in the sense you could be like, you know, I wasn't aware of this co-assignment, but I'm gonna take the responsibility here, do what's right, and give you back your sets. At the very least.
Yeah, well, they're just looking at it though, and they're looking at like the amount of money they're gonna lose and all that kind of stuff, and they just, it's so stupid. It's a PR thing, but now I'm like, I feel like you're in so much worse.
You're
like, you're gonna have to financially. You're financially so much more down, I bet.
Even if Ben loses, I feel like the damage, the reputation.
I'm telling you, they're gonna have to rebrand. They will do a rebranding, and they won't tell anybody. It's like they're gonna shut down all the media accounts, and they're just gonna reset. And the thing is like it will probably fucking work.
I hope not.
Yeah, unfortunately.
People were heavily anticipating the third installment of the series, and Ben was working on it nonstop to the point where it was starting to affect his health. This excitement would come to a sudden halt, however, and a short update video was released instead. Brian, Ben, and his team are now in the middle of a RICO lawsuit filed by BAM. Due to the nature of what's in the video, releasing it would result in him losing his $300,000 lawsuit,
but
and the GoFundMe would be taken down as well. In the video,
he
withholds directly stating that the company's name to avoid any kind of trouble.
The GoFundMe we made for Brian will go straight to this mystery company that I'm
mystery. Wonder what company it is.
Ben explains that there has yet to be a moment for him to share his side of the story with the court despite having footage as evidence. He believes they don't want the video released because he directly discusses the false bomb threats and murder threats they're claiming were made. Shortly after the video was uploaded, Ben's GoFundMe was briefly shut down for reasons he also claims he can't talk about, under fear of it landing him in jail. But thankfully, as of June 10th, the GoFundMe seems to have been brought back up. More information is coming out every day regarding this whole situation, including an important update from BAM on June 4th that states Brandon and Joshua made a mutual agreement to no longer work with the company. Ben has claimed in the past that his entire channel has been demonetized for a very long time, so he isn't able to hire expensive lawyer despite everyone begging him to do so. So, while watching and sharing his video is a great way to spread awareness, you can directly support him by checking out his Patreon and supporting his cause. And for a lot of the content that he makes, it is fucking really cool. And we just wanted to need to bring more light to situations like this. You know, I mean, it's just a creator doing something fucking awesome, making extreme waves in terms of like getting something done to the point where now stupid fucking like judicial systems are getting in the way and just kind of, I mean, halting somebody's progress for trying to right the wrongs of a thing that could have just been very easily solved. But instead, greed has taken over. And now you have a fucking Lego company threatening to put somebody in jail for 5 years for trying to like right the wrongs of trying to like help somebody get their collection back. I mean, and just like as a last thing too, I'm just curious, like, do you remain optimistic that the Legos will be returned to Manziel, or do you think that, like, the reason I ask is because these people have doubled, tripled, quadrupled down to such an extent that as like a person that has consumed the content that you've put out, and as like someone that's following the channel, even I have lost optimism that these people are ever going to learn and like do this. Or is it going to be something that he's going to have to recoup them in some other way?
I don't know. It is interesting. It reminds me a lot of the pizza thing from McKamey Manor, where it was like, oh, we got to get pizza with Russ, and everyone was telling us Russ will never get pizza with you. Like, he will die before he gets pizza with you.
Never heard of this.
And we finally got the clip at the end where he's like, I'm giving up, you know, like, here's the pizza thing or whatever. They keep saying they're willing to give the Legos back, but they've been saying that since like day one, I guess, of like, oh, we'll give it. And then when Brian's finally like, okay, like, let's do it, then they always pull something out where they're like, oh, we actually can't do it anymore.
Yeah, we can't do it. Maybe next week.
You have to delete all these like negative comments, or you have to, and we always do the things they tell us to do, and they still don't give us the Legos. As of today, Ammon said, we just want to give them the Legos back. Brian won't accept them.
Our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. And so we're working towards that, and we're hoping that he'll be able to come to the table. We're excited to be able to make that happen.
Obviously, he will accept them. Ammon's not the one to give them back. So it kind of comes down to like, is Ammon willing to tank his whole company because of this? And it seems like maybe I don't know.
That's the craziest part, is it feels like they would rather implode this company they've built versus like admitting that they're wrong. It's a level of delusion that just seems insane. I mean, like even Russ had a moment of clarity where he was like, okay, like I get it, you know, but this is coming, you're talking with major news networks. This has become such a huge thing. It's crazy to die on this hill. It's just unbelievable.
Absolutely
and that leads me, I guess, to like the final thing of how can we, like, is there any way to support you or Brian in this time of like, I know that you have a Patreon and stuff that we wanted to plug and shout out and stuff, but is there any other way that we can help?
Yeah, probably just those two things. Yeah, Brian's GoFundMe's been going crazy. And obviously we passed the goal within like a few hours, but Brian is now being sued by Minifigs.
Of course. Why wouldn't
not only did they steal from him, now they're trying to sue the person they stole from for literally no reason.
Well, they got to squeeze as much as they possibly can out, you know. If they've dug this deep, they got to keep digging. It seems like, my God.
Yeah, and they're trying to get us for RICO charges, which lawyers are saying, we're obviously trying to get it dismissed. So if it gets dismissed, we might be good. But if it doesn't get dismissed, they're saying it could be like millions of dollars in lawyer fees, which is crazy. So then the GoFundMe would just be a small fraction of that. But the good news is it would take about 2 years. So I think within 2 years, we probably could raise that because we'll just keep making content about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried.
Optimistic.
But yeah, I think the GoFundMe and Patreon, like all of the money from Patreon and GoFundMe right now is just going towards like a legal trust is what we put it all in. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's fucking awesome. I mean, you know, I hope that the situation can clear itself up soon. I appreciate you taking time. These are just some thoughts that we had in this crazy fucking roller coaster you're on. But I mean, you're doing a fucking crazy good thing, man. I mean, very selfless. And I mean, I
2
know
years of content.
All your viewers appreciate it, so, and I appreciate it too, so thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no, that's sick. It's been a fun journey for sure. It's awesome. I just love doing like going on like fun adventures and stuff like this. If you can help people out,
I wouldn't call that a fun adventure then, but okay.
I think that's a perfectly reasonable answer. It's a sickening thing that's happening right now. You don't really know what to do, and all we can do is the only thing we have, Nick, is this channel to talk to people about it and to tell people to go support Ben's Patreon and help him fight this case, and also hopefully that when whenever this is all said and done, we can hear some more of these stories that I know he desperately wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
Bricks and Minifigs, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
Right? Also, I want to preface this too. That doesn't mean that any of you should go and harass and do it like bomb threat.
Yeah, don't
there
do
should
that.
be nothing of harassing these locations because it will not help anybody. But it's important to realize that like there is a shark in the water. There's blood in the water, and these motherfuckers are lurking around and stuff. You know what I mean? So just be mindful of that. Be sure to tell your friends to never shop at Bricks and Minifigs. I hope it fails. I hope it fails, and that all the employees, or it's their regular jobs, I hope they're able to find something quickly, and that everyone at the top, I hope you never own a business again, you predatory sacks of shit. Is that fair to say? Is that? That's
fair. Yeah.
Guys, until next time, we will see you in the next one. But like I said, be sure to check out Reckless Binge channel. It's fucking insane.
Will.
We did a very quick deep dive into this whole situation just so you guys understand what we were trying to tell you. But the videos, you got to check them out. It's our edit will not do it justice. You need to go watch the videos.
You need to go watch that.
It'll get your blood boiling. And like I said, fuck you, Bricks and Minifigs.
Hell yeah. That'll be all for this video. So YouTube, make sure to comment. Actually, don't comment that. Comment go Ben. Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Wow. I'm surprised my voice did not go back to normal the whole time. I was really focused. Go Ben. I was so focused on trying to keep my voice low. Okay, let me name this, and then I need to up my AC a little bit. Which hopefully, since it's facing the other way, it shouldn't. No. I do not have. We should not advocate for that. We should not advocate for that. Let me do this. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. No, you shouldn't hear the AC because it's facing outside of my room, but hopefully it'll suck air even more. Hell yeah, go Ben. Let me just fix the AC. Let me go do that. Okay, I need to lower that a little more. Okay, is that fine? No. I can't have it on the max, otherwise it will pick up. I think level 2 is fine though. And I've slipped out of the voice. But hopefully you can't hear the thing. I am on. So my closet has like a sheet over it. So like underneath it, damn ads. But underneath it, underneath instead of a door, I have like a sheet covering it. So the sheet is directly on top of the AC. So I am slightly worried that it'll just suck the sheet into the AC. So I am slightly worried about that. But hopefully everything goes fine. Hopefully it does not mess up. But I'm surprised my voice could maintain that for that long. And hopefully I can get back into that voice, but clearly not me. The AC is not sucking me, unfortunately. Wish it was, though. I wish it was. Okay. Let me stretch my neck. Wow. But it's so funny how immediately at the start of the stream, when we started the video, someone immediately said on YouTube chat how lovely my voice sounded when I was doing this lower voice. That was such good timing. So maybe it's a better voice than my natural one, maybe. But no AC for you. No AC sounds. No. Okay. Let me set up this. Okay. YouTube is not delusional. They are very normal. Well, this one is my normal voice. At least I tell you when I put on a different voice. At least I tell you and struggle to maintain that voice. But, hell yeah. Okay. Let me take a drink. Reckless spin. Why did I say that so sensual? Why did I say that so sensual? Okay. 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 Hello, YouTube. Hello, pumpkins. Yes, he is buttoning his shirt up. Yes. But hello, pumpkins. Hello, YouTube. My name is Mistic, and welcome back to Mistic Reacts. Today, we are watching part 3 of the Lego scandal. I unfortunately did not watch part 1 and 2 on this channel. I watched it off stream, but I do have a video where I watched the somewhat summary that Papa Meat did, where he even talked to in the video. So that should have just came out recently, so go check that one out So go check that one out if you haven't already. And then, you'll be catched up and ready to watch part 3. Bricks and Minifigs tried to get me arrested to stop this video. Oh. Bricks and Minifigs have a wonderfully hot pillow. All opinions and statements by me in this video are my own opinions and are probably wrong because I'm stupid and dumb. And my eye twitches a lot, especially in these videos where legal stuff is a main focus. But let's get into the video. Go support Ben down below.
I'm about to go to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong. Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs is making up tons of lies about me to the police to try to get me thrown in jail, so I can't release my documentary about them.
Hair, dude.
But the crazy part is I'm not even allowed to know what they're saying I did. Legally, I'm not allowed to film inside court, so I formally requested the audio, but since there was no visual, I hired an animator to animate over it.
Hell yeah. I might need to turn this down slightly from my side.
Right now, I kind of don't even know what I'm being charged for because all of the body cam footage has been redacted, and they say it's to protect the victims. However, I think there are some redactions that maybe don't make sense.
I wonder.
To protect the victims, and there's some things being said about me that are redacted that I don't know about.
I do have some concern in this case with the defendant representing himself. The allegations here relate to the fact that
who's the defendant?
He's a person he's a YouTuber.
Oh, okay, him.
Creates videos.
So he's the defendant.
And
Bricks Minifigs is the
if this defendant were to represent himself and we were to provide body cams and discovery, we would be now providing additional information and fodder for this defendant to create videos from which he could profit by placing them on YouTube at the expense of our victim. I have serious concerns for that.
Victim.
Yeah, the state of Utah is claiming that if they tell me what I'm being accused of, then I'll use it for content on my YouTube channel.
For clout.
They can't have that. They're arguing to the judge that the best thing to do is to not let me know what's being said about me, which is
or maybe
very
just
strange,
tell me you can't
but
talk about
that's
it.
their argument. And just in case you haven't been following along with this whole Lego story, this is all happening because I stepped in to help a family who got their Lego collection stolen from a company called Bricks and Minifigs. And for the last couple months,
maybe just kind of slightly illegal. I don't know though.
Arrested,
I don't know.
So they can keep all the Legos for themselves. And this isn't even just me speculating. One of their own employees literally told us what their plan was.
I got a call from my boss, and it was like, how do we get them arrested?
Dang.
How do we get them arrested?
But eventually, Bricks and Minifigs found out that I'm not just some random kid. I'm actually a YouTuber making a documentary on the entire scandal.
A YouTuber.
YouTube guy is named Reckless Ben. I don't want to be on YouTube.
Yeah, this is when things really
I don't want to be on YouTube, so I'm gonna commit multiple crimes.
Ultimate defense mode and was gonna do whatever it takes to prevent this documentary from coming out. First, the police got a call saying I had heroin on me.
This officer is going to conduct the search of your person because illegal substances in the vehicle.
And obviously, they found nothing.
Yeah.
But then they got a call saying that I was the one that stole the Legos, swatted by the entire police department.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
And we all got arrested. But right when I got out of jail, I got a warrant for my arrest for some mystery crime that I committed.
It seems like this guy might live in LA, or his last known address is in LA.
Yeah, the police showed up to my house all the way in Los Angeles to arrest me without
Crazy.
bail.
He was like, just tell him he has
a warrant out for his arrest.
But the police couldn't arrest me.
Any idea where he actually is? No idea. Okay.
I was somewhere very far
Mexico.
away. But anyways, back to court. The judge is looking
Is
at
that
signing
Mexico?
a
I
protective
don't
order
know.
to protect Josh and all of his statements about me. If this protective order gets signed, then I'll never be able to find out what he's claiming I did.
I got bad news. I don't think we have any more budget for animation, dude.
Oh, shoot.
Damn.
Oh, so how do we animate this next court scene? I guess if we have to not pay the lawyers, then I guess the animation's more important, right?
Yeah, we decided maybe the lawyers are actually more important. So, yeah, we ran out of animation budget. Sorry, guys.
The court's inclined to sign this pretrial protective order unless you have an objection to it, Mr. Schneider, and the objection to such an order.
Just as good. Just as
yes,
good.
I think there's a bunch of misunderstandings in this case, and so this person doesn't want to get exposed, so he's making up a lot of lies about me to order to like get me arrested before he gets exposed. So that's what this whole thing's about.
However, before I was allowed to show any of the overwhelming evidence I have to support
Speaking
my
very
claims,
casually for
the judge didn't
court.
care about the evidence and signed the protective order anyways.
Mr. Schneider, the court's going to sign this order and serve it upon you.
So the court has made it clear they do not want to look at the evidence and they want to protect Josh and Brandon for some reason.
Isn't
And
court
now I have to
all
somehow
about
file a court
evidence?
case against all of these mystery crimes against me that I have no clue what they're even saying I did.
Yeah.
So this whole mess is happening in American Fork, Utah.
Okay.
But I'm also being charged with another case in Provo, Utah. This is where corporate Bricks and Minifigs is, which is why I'm also being charged here. And this police department has surprisingly actually followed the law when it comes to discovery, and they sent me all the raw body cam footage of what I'm being charged for. Let's start at the beginning, the moment I first met the CEO. The reason I'm talking to him right now is because before exposing this company for the grand theft they committed,
You wanted to ask
I thought it was in good faith to give
to
them an
give
opportunity
back your
to do
stuff.
the right thing first before I make a documentary about this.
You had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Do they not have like a camera in that
But
little
the
hallway?
CEO did not want to take the opportunity to do the right
maybe
thing.
it's just
and
not
instead
in
instantly
their-
called the cops on us.
Hi there, I'm calling to report.
Ownership.
Say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down. Or we're going to burn the place down. Or I'll kill you. It's Ben Snyder who's been the one engaged in this behavior.
You can see in the
I didn't
police
hear none of
report
that.
the crime he wanted to get us charged for is called extortion, which basically means we're threatening him into paying us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice
Well,
gesture.
I mean, I'll play devil's advocate. It what he said did kind of sound like a threat, but justified. But I feel like he could have maybe worded it slightly different. But I think the outcome would have been the same either way, whether or not he was nice about it to this.
To give him the opportunity to do
Just
the right
maybe
thing
better
first.
wording.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want them back.
Because the
you know,
easy way,
and
the hard way is
There's
probably not
one thing
the
I've
way to
learned
go,
this
way to
entire
say it.
experience, it's that whoever ends up doing the morally right thing just ends up getting screwed over. So now it's time to play the way Bricks and Minifigs is playing and use their own strategy against them. Right now, their strategy is to get me arrested before I get them arrested. So now, I'm gonna Uno reverse this and get Eamon, the CEO, arrested before he gets me arrested.
Wow.
But if I'm gonna be the reason that someone's going to jail, I should probably make sure that they definitely deserve this. So, I'm gonna give them one more chance to try to do the right thing
Horrible
first.
mustache.
But instead of doing the right thing and attempting to work this out, Eamon just hid in his little office. And he called the police on me.
Really? But they told us that they were.
I know. Normally I wouldn't want to get someone arrested, but we gave him every opportunity to talk to us.
I would love to get someone
at this point, he's just
arrested.
arresting himself. However,
Can I
the only
arrest one of
difference
y'all?
between my strategy and Bricks and Minifigs' strategy is I don't have to lie to the police. Eamon McNeff actually committed a crime.
No. That's your first mistake. Don't talk to the cops. Should have asked for a free lawyer. No. I'm all out of fur cuffs.
I have tons of crimes on camera that Eamon McNeff has committed. Let's start at the beginning with crime number 1.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Is lying a crime?
So who's
Brian Mansell.
Maybe under
and who's
oath. I don't know about
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000
that conversation.
in your guys' store.
Eamon was first trying to claim that he's never even heard of Brian Mansell, and this guy definitely never had any Legos in a Bricks and Minifigs store. But once we showed him all of the social media posts his own company made, it was very obvious that we just caught him in a lie. So the CEO decided to change his story, and now the story is the Legos used to be in the store, but the previous owner, Crystal, she stole the Legos right before they took over the store.
We don't have the Lego. Crystal sold the Lego.
The only problem is their security camera footage of the previous owner getting kicked out.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily you.
I also don't understand why they just decided to terminate her contract when she was going to be there for like at least a few months. Like they could have let her finish her thing before, letting someone else buy the place. They could have just let her finish that. Surely that wouldn't have taken too long to just, let her finish that before terminating her contract and kicking her out and replacing her with 2 dumbasses. Allegedly.
Corporate just said that they're going to be the ones to take over the consignment deal with all the Legos that are still in the store. And as extra proof that these Lego sets were still in the store, the owner went into the back and started taking pictures of everything that you can verify in the metadata with the timestamps that match the exact moment she's getting kicked out. And then you can see her leave the store with nothing in her hands, proving that the sets were still in the store and the CEO is lying to us right now. But that's only one side of the story. I also thought it was fair to hear his side.
She sent a bunch of pictures of the Lego still in the back, and you can see in the security camera footage, corporate comes and throws her out.
Great. I understand what you're talking about, but you have a misunderstanding of what has occurred, and you're taking one person's word over another person's word.
What about the camera?
The party that's responsible, and you don't want to because that's not easy. You have accepted a narrative that is not real, and you are continuing to pursue that narrative.
What's the real narrative?
And it gives you views, and it gives you all sorts of clout, and does all sorts of things that way.
Tell me the narrative,
basically what
sir.
the CEO's trying to explain to me
and back it up with proof.
We shouldn't be looking at the evidence. Instead, I should just be taking his word for it because he said so.
Law was a former franchisee of Bricks and Minifigs.
Yeah.
She took Mr. Mansell's Lego, sold it, didn't pay him. She has his money.
Why did you terminate her contract?
To make it easier for you guys to understand the CEO's argument, we're going to demonstrate his argument with a little skit.
Backflip.
No, are you sure? You have a misunderstanding of what happened. Yes, this is the exact argument the CEO is trying to make.
Flip.
Something we just saw in video, the CEO is saying never happened, which would mean the CEO's lying. And most people would agree that lying is morally wrong. However, if you lie about a crime the way Eamon's lying to me right now, then that's not just morally wrong anymore. That crosses into new territory called illegal. The specific crime is called obstruction. If someone commits
but
this
usually
crime,
that applies to like cops, don't it? Like you have to lie to them not necessarily to another
We're at the police station,
civil
and we're going to
or
charge him with a
person,
criminal crime,
right?
obstructing of evidence of a
Like, isn't that
$200,000 theft.
typically
And good
to
news for
officials?
us, we found out last week that all of the police in Utah take
I may be
obstruction
wrong.
very seriously here. The police arrested my friend Sheldon for obstruction just for locking his phone.
Yeah, 'cause that's to a cop. Even though locking your phone is nothing, but it was to a cop. Big difference.
The crazy part is, the police didn't even
Heinous
have a
activity to lie
warrant,
to
so
a
Sheldon
cop.
locking his phone was 100% legal.
Yeah.
But the police arrested him anyways because that's literally how serious the police take obstruction crimes here. They do not mess around when it comes to obstruction. So now, just imagine how angry the police are gonna be when I go into the police station and tell them that someone is actually, for real this time, committing an obstruction crime. And this obstruction crime is on a much bigger scale.
But it's not to the police.
Later, the police called me
So.
saying that they were gonna do a police investigation on this.
Hey, Benjamin, this is Officer Halpern from Provo Police.
I told the detective the entire situation. He was saying that this family's Lego sets were never even in the store, like all of this stuff, and it's all documented. I have video of all of him saying this. I think he's like falsifying evidence, and I think that's obstruction. And now that we stole Bricks and Minifigs' strategy, I
arrested.
think the plan is finally gonna work. Looks like the CEO is going down. I mean, I submitted the videos of Eamon saying we're gonna burn down the building and shoot him.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down. Or we're going to burn the place down. Or I'll kill you.
And then I submitted all the raw footage of the entire conversation I had with him, proving
And
to the
you
police
get
that we
arrested.
never even said anything close to this. This raw footage verifies that everything I told the police is true, and everything Eamon told the police is a lie. On top of that, I even got access to the complete case Eamon made against me, and he doesn't have a single piece of evidence to support any of his claims. Which I guess makes sense. Like, how can you support evidence if you're just making everything up? Like, of course you can't submit anything.
So if the police have to decide what case to pursue, they're obviously going to pursue this case
No,
because it has like a
no,
ton of
no,
evidence.
no.
And then they're going to throw out Eamon's case that has no evidence
But
at all.
Eamon's rich and Mormon. 3 months.
is not available.
Hello, my name is Ben Schneider. A couple months ago, I made a case, and you were the officer that was helping me create it. I submitted a bunch of evidence through a link you sent me, and this was a couple months ago, and I haven't heard anything back. And so I'm just calling to see if I can get some type of update on how the case is going. It's about
You're threatening an officer in their eyes.
Bricks and Minifigs in an obstruction case. And so if you could give me a call back at your earliest convenience, that'd be awesome.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed.
Yeah, literally no matter what I tried, I could not get a hold of this police officer. So I'm traveling all the way back to Utah to go back to the Provo police station in person to see how the police investigation against Eamon is going. And I just so happened to get a hold of the police schedule and arrived at the exact time this officer was supposed to arrive.
Wow.
Before I could speak to this
Convenient.
officer, one of the other police officers called into the front desk and asked to talk to me.
I'm not seeing him on duty right now.
Really? They said he was going to be here today at 3 o'clock.
There's always the chance that they might have called out sick or something.
Is there any way that you can like check if he's here? Or?
Convenient.
He's definitely scheduled to be here. Like I said, they might have called out sick or something.
Are you able to look and see how the case is going? All I really want is kind of just an update on the case.
Not unless he's here.
That's not something that I can tell you over the phone.
Okay, you can't even just tell me like how it's going, like if he's still looking into it, or.
No, I can't. That's not something I can do.
Where is she calling from?
So basically, I came all the way out here to find.
Was she not just in front of him?
But eventually, I did find an answer.
What?
They sent it to me in the mail, and looks like I was right. The police only had time to take on one of our cases, and it was Eamon's, not mine. Yes, the case that had an overwhelming amount of evidence. They thought that case was garbage, and they took on the case that has zero evidence at all. In the police body cam footage, after the police watched my full conversation, proving that I didn't threaten to burn the place down or literally anything, they even admitted to Eamon that there was no credibility with his entire case against me.
We agreed that there really was no extortion code that would fit your situation.
Mm.
However, you know, at the end of the day, we do want to help you guys. You're not having to deal with this fool and
interesting words.
We did find that there was another code that fit, and it's called aggravated commercial obstruction.
The police just told Eamon that even though there's absolutely nothing to his claim against me,
here's another way
if they
to
work together,
get it
maybe they can
through.
fabricate some type of charge against me.
However, the tricky thing is that we have to prove that this individual either entered or remains unlawfully on the premise. When he came to the property, did you have to ask him more than once to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we're not leaving until we get it. And he's like, no. Like,
So Eamon's telling the police that even though they continuously told us to leave, we didn't leave. But if we go back and look at the footage of what happened, this is the reality.
So when they say go to corporate, how do we respond next time? I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your thing with them.
Isn't that a different day?
Okay.
Am I
As
wrong?
a separate business entity, you gotta take it up with them. You gotta resolve it with them. Okay, well, thanks so much, guys. Yeah, sorry, guys. Good luck. You're good. Sweet, thank you. Hey, do you want to talk? They're on their way out. If you want me to grab them or not.
I don't know. It kind of looks like the reality of what happened is we left too early for them. They wanted to pull us back in to keep talking to us. But we did show back up a second time, and to Eamon's credit, about halfway through the conversation, he did say that if we don't leave, he's going to call the cops on us.
Yeah.
You leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
And this is right after I told him you could do it either the easy
Which
way
pro-
and
you
just
probably
give us the
shouldn't-
Legos back,
you probably
or we can
shouldn't
do
have
it the
said
hard
that,
way, implying that
realistically.
we would take him to court.
So you're threatening me.
I'm not threatening. We're right. Like we have a right to.
I mean, I would say court is probably a threat, but it probably is classified as a threat because you can't technically assume what someone's mind's gonna go to if you say the easy or the hard way, because it could be assumed to be violent instead. But I agree it's stupid, but
Legos, so we're gonna get them the
technical
easy way.
terms, devil's advocate.
Have you provided to me that you own this Lego?
I mean, I can give you proof if you want.
Right. Provide proof.
But right after he says this, he's now asking us to provide him proof that we actually are entitled to these Legos, so we can't leave now because he just told us to stay and provide proof. And then at the very end of the conversation, he says this one more time.
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave? Okay. Well, thank you for working with us, and so see you later.
Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Eamon describes it to the police.
Okay.
guys, at this point, I've asked you to leave. Please leave. Well, we you know, like, you have to listen to us. You have to pay us this money. No, guys, you need to leave, and you're not leaving. Like, when I asked multiple times, they did not leave.
Looks like that might be a second-degree felony. He's facing felony charges. It is a felony?
Yes, because I went to the corporate headquarters and tried to give Eamon the easy way out of all of this, they're now trying to get me on a second-degree felony, which I don't really know how any of this would make me get a second-degree felony. Like, what the heck, police officers?
I don't know the different degrees of felony.
15 years in jail.
I don't know, you know, like however else, you know, like some of that stuff comes through, but you know, like the reality is like we've tried to talk with him and said, we're willing to work with you.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons the police keep taking Eamon's side instead of ours,
Mormon?
besides the whole Mormon thing, is that Eamon keeps framing the situation as he's just the helpful CEO who's trying to do the right thing and return Brian's property.
No CEO's helpful.
And we're the ones that are preventing him from giving it back to Brian.
How does that work? How does that work, huh?
So, I say we rewatch the footage and see what actually happened.
We said we would be more than happy to help Mr. Mansell.
Yeah, because Brian said
he was unwilling to work with us.
Well, Brian said he asked for the store inventory, and that because he said like he wanted to work with you, and then you guys didn't provide the store inventory.
We asked him to provide us with any documentation, and he
Surely he had it.
A spreadsheet is not something that anybody, you know, like you can just walk over to a McDonald's right now and say, all of your ice cream machines belong to me. Why?
No,
Because
not really.
so-and-so said so. Why? And I have a spreadsheet that says that all these ice cream machines belong to me.
Or maybe a contract that said, I give you the ice
First
cream.
off, this spreadsheet Eamon's referring to wasn't just some mystery spreadsheet, it was the actual inventory the store made. But I guess Ammon's trying to claim that the previous owner stole the Legos and then lied on the inventory, and so now it basically makes this inventory invalid. He said that when corporate was taking over the store, that they actually did their own inventory, and this is the correct inventory.
When we took over, we did an inventory.
And good news for me, he's willing to give me this inventory.
Is
He's
he?
actually always been willing to give it to me or Brian. All we've ever had to do was ask.
We will work with you to obtain any Lego that does exist. And
Well, we did
Can I
that,
have it?
And you guys.
When?
Yeah,
I think we emailed
yeah,
it
the
5 or 6
iPhone
times,
machine's
and we
broken.
got 0 response back.
Yeah, literally the first thing I did right when I heard about this entire situation was I googled Bricks and Minifigs, clicked on their website, clicked contact us, and sent them a message. I actually got a message back from corporate saying that they would love to help, but after a few months, I kept trying to reply to this message, and they just completely ghosted me.
Hey.
I think we've done like 6 over the last 4 or 5 months.
Pull it up. Find out. Tell me when.
Let's see. I said like, hey, I don't think this ever got resolved. I'm just reaching back out right now, and then never.
Hit forward right now. Resend it.
What's the
The
email?
fuck that's gonna do?
I don't know what email address that is.
This was on your guys' website.
That says fbc.team. I said franchise at bricksandminifigs.com.
Well, this is just on the website, so.
Did I tell you to look up something on the website?
Really,
and send it there?
really picking at straws here.
Did I say that? Just barely.
Well, that's what.
Yes or no? Did I say that?
No.
I just said send me an email to franchise at bricksandminifigs.com and we will work with that.
But you're getting mad at me because I emailed the email on the website?
You keep saying that you like. So I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, and you're trying to argue on something that I didn't give you any information about. I'm telling you, send it to that one.
Yeah, but you're like getting upset at us that we emailed the email that was on your website.
No, I'm telling you the way to do this, and you've been probably trying to communicate with a ghost.
Well, that's your guys' fault for putting that email on the website.
Sure. Okay.
Ben, so why are you getting mad at us because we emailed the website for your instructions?
Okay, we're going in circles a little bit. We're going in circles a little
We're
bit.
not harassing. We're just asking for our Legos back. If someone stole money from you and you went and politely asked for the money back, is that you harassing them?
It seems like Ammon kept either trying to stall or switch the subject. It almost seems like he doesn't want to actually give us this inventory. What? He keeps saying he's willing to give it to us.
You guys can send that inventory list to us?
What? I do believe so. Yes. I think we have sent that to Brian.
He says he said that's all he wants is the inventory list.
Story's changing.
Well, then, Mr. Mansell and you, and if you want to be included on the emails with Mr. Mansell, that's totally fine. You guys can email us, and we can go.
But you guys will give him the inventory list? Because he said he's been asking for it for over a year now.
We can show the inventory list that was obtained.
I mean, let him finish his sentence and then ask.
Work through that process and try and identify what was or wasn't there, and also try and identify how to proceed from there.
Yeah, I think Brian gets upset because he says they always say that they'll send me the list, kind of like how you're saying, oh, we can send it easily. But then when it comes down to it, you'll never actually send it. So maybe if you actually go ahead and send it, it would make him feel better.
Well, I understand what you're trying to get at. We're more than willing to work with you and help you.
Talking in circles over and over and over and over.
And that will produce results.
Anyways, I sent an email to the email he told me about, not the one on their website. That's a bad email.
Wait, that's not in the budget. That's not in the budget, Ben.
But according to Ammon, now that I've sent this email, I should be receiving the inventory
That's
list
not in the budget.
very soon. So I waited all day, and I got no answer.
Yeah.
So the next day, I sent them another email. I patiently waited again for about a week, and finally,
this is my response. Mr. Schneider, BAM Franchising Incorporation will not participate in any form of communication that appears designed for public provocation, harassment, or manipulation of facts.
Now this was written by a lawyer, definitely.
To obtain privileged or confidential information through misrepresentation or the creation of fraudulent documents.
Just for me asking for this inventory list to prove their innocence, because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to be like, hey, if you're innocent, I want to prove that you're innocent with this inventory list. But now, by me trying to do that, that's criminal behavior on my part.
And considered harassment. And we reserve all rights to refer such behavior to appropriate legal authorities. It's an AKA the
Sus
cops.
behavior?
So don't ask for our inventory list or else we're going to call the cops.
Yes, Bricks and Minifigs has officially banned me from ever asking for this inventory list again. And I'm not the only one who's banned from asking for this list.
He promised us a full inventory right away. We've never received it.
Yeah, and every time it's been just absolutely nothing. So we've never gotten anything. We've never gotten an inventory list.
Yeah, the previous owner who got her entire store stolen from her by corporate, I mean, she's legally required to get sent an inventory list, and even she, 2 years later, has not gotten it yet.
It would have resolved everything because they would have had to identify everything in the store, and it would have identified all of Brian's stuff, and they never provided it, so we couldn't then demand the third-party evaluation.
And it's now, what, a year and a half later?
You know, who knows what.
Still no inventory.
Dang.
So, would have solved a lot of problems a year and a half ago to go, here's the inventory.
And even Brian still hasn't received this inventory list yet.
I've never received an inventory list. I've never received a record of sales because they can't provide it. They opened the store up almost right away and started selling it.
And the worst part about all of this is it seems like the CEO is pretty much just trying to rub all of this in everyone's face. When I turned on the news, I saw this.
Now, as far as offering Brian the inventory, have you gone through the store, figured out what
that little mustache twirl needs to go. It needs to go.
We've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, you know, like that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything. Those then were offered to him, and the initial offer was rejected.
So now on public television, Ammon, the CEO, is telling the world that he tried to give us this inventory, but we're the ones that didn't want it.
We do want to help him recover as much of the collection. Our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. We know that we have a responsibility to work with him to make sure he does get made whole.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
Show me the video.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered that on multiple occasions. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and
do you have receipts?
Hopefully we'll be able to,
you got videos?
To get them to the table so we can discuss it.
And this is pretty much Ammon's game plan now.
Got video?
Go on as many news stations as you can and lie.
What is that?
The entire time we're saying, hey, we want to help, we want to help.
The main narrative now seems to be
what is his background?
Has always been trying to give Brian his Legos back, but Brian just never wanted them back.
Would you be willing to just take this? And the answer was no. It was attempted to be given to the family, and it was refused. They made the offer and said, hey, you can have all this, and that offer was not accepted at the time.
You got
well, that's Ammon's side of the story.
Recording?
But I'd say let's take a look at what actually happened.
Read from the bottom up. That is our correspondence with Bricks and Minifigs, trying to work with them and getting the sets back.
So right when this happened, Brian hired an attorney to reach out to Bricks and Minifigs. They sent an email saying, how should we proceed to retake the possession of the sets/minifigures? And they actually emailed back saying they were willing to help. And then after this, they just never respond.
They're non-existent.
So Brian's attorney sent them another email, just following up on this, when can we pick up the sets? And they still didn't respond.
Never.
So the attorneys emailed back saying, it's now been 16 days. How can we get these Legos back?
Harassment.
And finally, they received a response.
It says Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson have no legal obligation to return any of the Lego product that exists in their store to you.
How do you have the last name Best
so,
and
yeah,
act like
they're
that?
saying that they're the ones that are not able to work with you, is what it seems like.
Exactly.
They finished this email saying, we consider this matter closed and will not be returning any Lego products to you. So as you can see, that's the reality of what actually
Interesting
happened.
how those two things don't add up to what he's saying.
So they actually did have an attorney send information to us. We said, great, appreciate this. Let's see what we can do to work this out. Yeah. And then we never heard back.
So why is Ammon going on like Fox News then and saying we wanted to give Brian his stuff back? He's the one that didn't want his stuff back. He didn't want any of his things.
That's my point. I don't know. He's lying.
I truly do believe in integrity. Truly, I believe in the sentiment of integrity, and I believe everyone should have integrity.
But anyways, another thing the CEO seems to be pretty upset about is that when Brian kept demanding his stuff back and couldn't get it back, eventually he had enough. And he was like, I'm going to make a Facebook post about this. And in his Facebook post, he called Bricks and Minifigs thieves and liars. And this Facebook post, like, really pissed off Ammon. I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is literally suing Brian now for millions of dollars, all because of this. I mean, back when I was talking to him at corporate headquarters, he made it very clear that what they did is technically not actually considered theft.
There is no theft. Do you understand the legal definition of theft? Legally have to be the definition of knowing that the property was stolen or otherwise not belonging to that person.
I mean, you've been informed,
known until Mr. Mansell came in days later and said, I have some of these things that need to be...
And that's another lie again, because...
It is not another lie.
So I showed Ammon the security camera footage where corporate acknowledges that they are now going to be responsible for these Lego Star Wars sets.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on all that kind of side that
Well,
after showing him this footage to try to bring the conversation back to reality, this was his response.
Extortion?
Because we caught you guys?
No, because you are attempting to extort us, so...
For what? For what?
That's what you're doing. What you are doing right now is illegal. It's an extortion.
So catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal on me?
Nope. We have done nothing.
See, I agree too. I agree. Nope, it's not illegal on us. Thank you for...
done nothing illegal, and you are doing something illegal right now.
I don't think that's illegal. I think us catching you guys for doing the illegal thing doesn't make that what we're doing is illegal. That means what you guys are doing is illegal.
I wonder who he's calling and texting all the time. Like, does he just have like the chief on speed dial or what?
Okay, if you've been asked to leave, please leave.
We have to leave? Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for working with us. And
after just going around in circles for probably 30 to 40 minutes and just, having like kind of less than genuine questions or less than genuine responses being given to me, I was exasperated by the end of it. And that's, like when people get tired and exasperated, that's when we finally got the footage that we can use to make him look like a completely unreasonable monster, but that's what they do is people whose goal is to do those types of things, they just harass and go after people as long and hard as they can until somebody breaks and says something that then they can use that one clip to be like, oh, look at this horrible monster of a person. So that's what I feel like has kind of really happened here.
So Ammon's claiming that I just harassed him for 30 minutes and finally he got fed up with us, which
how long is the
clip
footage?
at the end that I used in my documentary. So I say let's go to the very beginning of the footage, my first interaction with them, and see what actually happened.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
Yeah, literally from the very first sentence we ever exchanged with each other, Ammon's goal was just to lie to us. But anyways,
y'all are both a little hostile.
Wanted us to email him about the inventory list wasn't
like
actually
you
give us the
said,
inventory
I'm looking
list,
to,
but actually, it was
see about some Legos.
Yeah, Ammon only wanted me to email him so he can find out my email and subpoena Google and find out all of my private information. You think I'm lying, but they actually did this. They subpoenaed Google asking for all private information.
Should have used a fake email
address. And Google sent them like hundreds of hours of all the raw footage from everything I've filmed to the Lego video so far. All my emails, all my search history, all the metadata that shows everywhere I've been. But anyways, this was the reaction of the police officer after she watched my entire first episode.
I'm really curious to see like if this fool even makes any money doing this YouTube stuff. I'm like, if it's enough for him to travel to another state just to go get some footage.
It doesn't even sound like his like secret information doesn't even seem credible from my understanding.
No, so it sounds like you were able to watch the video.
I think by secret information, the police officer is referring to the security camera footage that proves that everything Bricks and Minifigs is saying is a lie. My first question is, how could this not be credible? It's literally just video evidence of what happened that night. But
it's the previous owners. It's AI. It's AI.
Saying that all of the evidence I submit to them is not credible and therefore case closed. Ben's wrong and we're right because we said that the evidence is uncredible.
Hell yeah.
At this point, Bricks and Minifigs is working with the police to just come up with whatever story they can
to make any evidence I give them seem as uncredible
as possible.
In all of his actions to just generate clicks and likes to get, like social media clout without putting in work and just doing the crummy stuff.
Interesting.
He seems like a fun Jackson.
No. Oh, and you know,
that's such a fake laugh. Holy.
Somebody who's like a paper guy, right? Behind, you know, or like a keyboard warrior. They'll make threats.
And this is the craziest part of the video to me. Ammon's claiming that I'm a keyboard warrior. And a keyboard warrior is basically just someone who talks a lot of smack online, but then when it actually comes down to it, they won't do anything in person. Which, I mean, if we look back at the footage, I accomplished almost everything I set out to do. I didn't get scared of anything. If someone in this story is a keyboard warrior, I don't think it's me. I think it's Bricks and Minifigs. I mean, let's double check by looking at the footage. Ammon claims with his words that he can give us the inventory list.
We can show the inventory list.
But when it actually comes down to it, he's terrified to give it to anyone. Bricks and Minifigs this entire time has also just been begging me to sue them.
If you think it's illegal, why don't you sue me?
Sue me.
So when I finally go out and actually sue them, they close down their store. And now Bricks and Minifigs is going to absolute extreme lengths to hide from this lawsuit.
Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just...
No, I'm not accepting service from her. Absolutely not.
I mean, Bricks
You
and
can't
Minifigs is
refuse
showing
that,
all
can
of the
you?
signs of a keyboard warrior, but for some reason they think that I'm the keyboard warrior. At this point, it almost seems like everything Bricks
I didn't
and
think you
Minifigs
could
is
refuse
doing,
being
for some reason they think
served.
that I'm the one that's the one doing it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys. Hopefully, no more issues. There's so many other things that this guy could like be talking about, right?
Like what? Like what?
It's a sunk cost fallacy. They just think, oh, it took so much time and effort.
What are the topics he should talk about?
Alright. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, Ammon just completely proved my point. Obviously, I'm not suffering from the sunk cost fallacy at all. Ammon's the one suffering from the sunk cost fallacy. I mean, they literally already admitted to me that they've held onto the Legos for so long, it's not worth it for them to give it back to us anymore.
I'm not going to distribute those things at this point. We've kept them on hold for this long, so.
Let's see what else Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Well, they're suing me for defamation.
Mm-hmm.
But this entire time,
Predictable.
Bricks and Minifigs is actually the ones defaming me.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down.
Let's go to the next thing Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Extortion, when they're the ones actually extorting me by saying if I don't let them steal the Legos from us, they're gonna make up a reason to throw me in jail.
You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Bricks and Minifigs is
I
also
find
suing
it
me
so
for
funny when
RICO
people
charges.
scream at their phones.
I think it is more likely that the police are guilty of RICO, right?
And if you look at the CEO's previous businesses, he actually got sued for RICO. He's the one guilty of RICO, not me. They're also accusing me of sending a sniper to shoot out the windows of the McNeff house.
If you want to come to, you can see the window and see where they were shooting from.
Who's that guy?
When the police got there, they realized it was actually a construction worker who accidentally shattered the window.
It seems more likely that it happened from construction work than it happened from some random people across the way.
But even after all this, they still go online and say it was me.
He's trying to get Ben Schneider for like attempted murder. He's basically trying to set Ben Schneider up for attempted murder when meanwhile it was a nail from his own construction worker.
So what's the moral of the story here? It looks
go
like everything bad
CEOs.
Bricks and Minifigs is doing, they think that I'm the one that's doing the bad thing. It makes no sense.
Stop with that transition.
So, just to let you know, we call it double blind. The person who committed the crime may or may not be in the lineup or depicted. So I will give this to you. You'll have as much time as you need to choose someone or to not choose anyone. Whenever you're able to feel that you have.
I mean, it's the visuals that hurt my eyes.
Circle it and then initial next to it.
And then, like that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Who's on there?
Okay.
Cool.
Let me see
This is like the final step that I needed. This is legit. We've been able to verify who he is now.
Yep.
So the police put on this big performance to make it look like they're going to all this work to verify the facts. When in reality, they already know who I am. They already subpoenaed Google. They already watched my entire first Lego video. They already went through all my search history. To me, this just feels like a staged performance so they can show the world, hey, look, we verified everything. When
and you just put that in the
equal
notes.
amount of effort into watching the raw footage I submitted to them, them, they would have found out that Ammon's just completely lying to them, but for some reason they didn't. A few weeks later, when I ended up going to court, this was the state's response.
My name is Nick Mielstein. I'm the prosecutor. Is Benjamin Schneider here?
Yes.
If you want to take care of that today, we can do what we call a plea in abeyance.
Were you able to see the footage I submitted to the police of our interaction?
I have not watched it, no.
Okay, because in that footage, you can clearly see that the second he tells us to leave, we say, okay, we'll leave. And then he calls the police and said that we threatened to burn down the building and shoot everyone inside. And he was just making up all these lies, which you can clearly see in the footage that we submitted. We were being respectful the whole time. We left the second he told us to.
Sorry, let me look.
And so it makes sense why the police would take me to court, because, I mean, he's threatening that we're going to burn down the building and shoot everyone, but we did nothing. Like, he's just saying that because he's trying to. I'm a documentary maker, so I'm making a documentary on the thing. So his logic is if he throws me in jail,
saying way too much to the cop.
If he makes up a reason for me to go to jail, then I won't be able to expose them for their crimes. So that's the what's going on. It's clear as day in the footage if you watch it. It seems like they're just making up a bunch of false information in order to silence criticism.
People who have no
fear. Did you submit that to the police officer?
Yes.
Is the footage going such that it's still going, like when you step out the door?
It starts from when we're in the elevator before we talk to him to when we were back in the elevator going back down.
Obviously, a video doesn't necessarily show everything that possibly happened.
So according to the state of Utah, the raw video that shows everything that possibly could have happened is not credible and could not have shown everything that possibly could have happened. And they didn't even watch it. They're literally just taking Ammon's word for everything and completely ignoring all the evidence. So where does this leave me now? Not only am I being charged with a bunch of mystery crimes in American Fork, Utah, but I'm also being charged with a second-degree felony up to 15 years in jail in Provo, Utah. And now that they have written proof that I'm committing all of these insane crimes against them, I mean, obviously Bricks and Minifigs just made up everything, but that's not how the court sees it. The court thinks
totally
that these are real.
legally
And for whatever
usable.
reason, the court wouldn't let me share my side. They only heard Bricks
Because
and
you're not a
Minifigs'
millionaire or
was
Mormon.
not in the room, was not heard. The court signed an order erasing his published work on the strength of the company's verified complaint and the company's motion, with no one there to say a word against it.
Yeah, the judge granted a temporary restraining order, preventing me from even talking about Bricks and Minifigs, which sucks because this was the night I hit 1 million subscribers, and all my friends threw a giant surprise party for me. Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs gets to just keep spreading their lies about me, and I just have to sit in silence, and there's nothing I can do to stop them. It's crazy to think about how much public support I was getting.
$200,000 Lego dispute that's turning into one of the craziest legal cases and an internet crusade that is just exploding.
A $200,000 Lego collection. This $200,000 Lego scandal is literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I think this might be the best video that I've seen. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever covered.
Run by Mormons.
Legos.
Reckless Ben.
Reckless Ben.
It really seemed like the entire internet was uniting to stand up to this bully of a company.
Bricks and
Hey, we just saw that Power Meat video.
Brick by brick.
Patreon.
Brick by brick.
It really did seem like we were right about to get the Legos back, but I
And
was
then?
wrong. Now the court has silenced me, and it looks like all the work I put into this was just for nothing. However, people were pretty upset that I was silenced and decided to protest. It sucks that I'm not even allowed to be a part of this movement anymore. Or maybe I can be
the imagery
here.
is so
I just have to be in
funny.
disguise so no one recognizes me.
Yeah, I sure hope we get to talk about it.
Alright, I'm here with, what was your name?
I'm Jerome. Just here to support the cause.
Just the American Fork local. Here's the court.
Here with Jerome.
It is kind of dumb to do this.
Protesting for the cause.
It is kind of dumb to do this.
Here recognized who I actually
Is that Charlie Kirk?
And maybe the protesting works because
or am I
after
crazy?
a full month of remaining silent, I finally have an announcement.
I might be crazy.
I don't need this disguise anymore because I have my freedom of speech back, baby. I can say whatever I want. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks.
Hell
I
yeah.
can say Bricks and Minifigs such old people. And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our First Amendment rights back. Yeah.
And now that I have my freedom of speech back, everyone is wondering how Bricks and Minifigs can make up for the fact that they made up all these lies about me to take away my freedom of speech. Most legal experts are saying I could easily win millions of dollars from Bricks and Minifigs, but instead, I have a better solution.
What?
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance. And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry, and we can finally move on to the next video series, and it'll be awesome. So you guys might be thinking, why do you want them to do the chicken dance? And there's actually a reason. So
because they want
this entire
you to do the video.
Bricks and Minifigs always says the right thing, but then their actions don't match their words at all. So
that is
I was
a
thinking,
cool ass
if they
backdrop
give an
though.
Apology, he might say the
Where
right
is
things,
that?
you know,
That's so
but
cool though.
they're not actually gonna mean it. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm gonna basically just be giving them another opportunity to do the right thing, not just with their words, but with their actions. And once they decide to do the right thing, then I'll move on to the next video series and never talk about Bricks and Minifigs again. And also make sure to check us out at www.westealfromoldpeople.com.
Hell yeah.
Right now we have 2 new Lego sets for sale that you can buy right now.
Yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
One of Joshua Johnson and one of Ammon McNeff. And
that's definitely
500 of each. And once all 500
that's definitely
of each
gonna cause an issue.
Never making any more. And you gotta buy them now because someday they're gonna sell for like $1 million or something. They're gonna be collectibles. It's gonna be sick. Also subscribe to Patreon. You'll get tons of behind the scenes, tons of extra footage, full interviews. Also, part 4 is coming soon. If you subscribe to Patreon, you'll be the first to watch it. And also subscribe to part 5. Subscribe to part 6, part 7, all the way to part 100. We're doing 100 parts. My lawyer said if Bricks and Minifigs sues me, which they've still not dropped their lawsuit.
Holy
it'll be
waves.
at least 2 years and 52 weeks a year. That's 104 parts at least. So come back all the way till.
Yeah. I get the point. Yeah, he should definitely follow his lawyer's advice. But YouTube, if you want me to watch the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, however many parts there are in the future, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Go Ben. Hell yeah. He needs to close his mouth though. If his lawyer recommends it, he might need to do that. He maybe should. He maybe should stop talking to cops so much. That would be my recommendation. Hell yeah. But YouTube, until next time, bye. Wah. And then now we will go and watch. Some more Parz videos, I think. At least 1 or 2, I think. Because I put them together and they're each about like 20 minutes each. Roughly. So let me pull up those files. And we can get into that. that tends to be most horror games, but maybe tomorrow I shall do that because I have actually let me go over what games I have on my desktop, except for like the longer ones. Well, none of these are really notable, but I've got Date Boy, who's at the door, like a Duolingo horror game, some pizza games, Midnight Postman, Open House, Customer Support, Dressing Room, Vacation Home, Photo Anomaly Demo, a Lakeside, something. I've got a bunch of horror games and fun games that maybe we'll eventually get to. I also bought some more Chilla's Arts games because I love Chilla's Arts. So we need to get to those at some point soon. But let me pull up the files so we can do the MoreParz stuff. I also need to stretch for a quick second. What? Okay, because it's been 2 hours. Some fun, some horror. Let me open this file. God, that's loud. Let me lower the volume, at least on my side. Let me stretch a little bit. Oof. Okay. Lucky for y'all, you can't hear my bones crack. I assure you, they are. Okay. Oh, hit the mic with my chest. But I probably have like another hour of stream, I'd say. And surprisingly, the AC facing the outside is surprisingly working somewhat. I'd say it's probably working about as well as it would if it was inside. Yeah. The only difference is I don't have the annoying AC sound anymore. So, it's about good as having it inside. What? I need to move my seat. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why you like the AC. I don't know why. But let me pull this up. And hopefully everything works fine. It should be this scene. And then I need to... Hello. Yeah. Alright. Hopefully these videos should be less annoying. It's 21 minutes. But these videos are fun. I like MoreParz's videos. Let me change the title though. Text MoreParz, I think. Yeah. And then what? Let me take a drink. Surprisingly, I still have the majority of the cup full. Oh, that's strong. I can't say my opinion. I don't think my opinion's the morally or legally right one. So my opinion is neutral. Or I mean, my opinion is whatever the law says. Yes. My opinion is... Yeah, that's my opinion. Let me do this. Okay. And then let me try and get back into the calm, nice to listen to voice. Let me try and get back into that voice. That I've lost the voice so much. I don't know how to do it that well, but do I? Okay, but this is my first time doing it. I don't think I'm even halfway there yet. I don't think I'm halfway there. Hopefully, by the time I do ASMR, hopefully I'll at least be halfway there or like fully there. I don't know. Maybe. But if you don't know, MoreParz is like an Australian who does shorts about terrifying Australian things that will keep me up at night. So, yeah. be prepared for horrifying creatures beyond your mind, beyond your wildest dreams. They are quite terrifying. Very terrifying, very horrifying. All of those things, all of those things. But we shall get into the video. Let me pop my neck. And let's get into the video. I can't take myself seriously with the voice. But I know I need to. I need to do it. I need to try it. What's up, YouTube? My name is Mistic. Hello, Pumpkin. My name is Mistic. Why is my mouth freezing? What's up, YouTube? My name is Mistic, and welcome back to Mistic Reacts. I am watching some more of MoreParz, some more of his shorts. I wonder what monstrosities of Australia we will see in this video, or videos, I should say. But sit down, be ready for some horrifying things. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. What is your favorite and least favorite Australian creature? Hell yeah. Australia is a place I will never, ever visit. So let's learn about it through the internet and through MoreParz. Let's get into it. Let's get into the video.
Australia has just found zombified bugs.
Yeah.
That's right, we are closer to the Walking Dead Down Under than you
Hell
think.
yeah.
You see, just recently, a scientist by the name of Dr. Francois Broussard made a trek out to the remote savannah of the Northern Territory with the goal of finding and cataloguing brand new species of insect unknown to science. I mean, me personally...
There's still stuff unknown that's still so crazy to think about. I forget we still have creatures that are unknown to us. Hell yeah.
I think we've found more than enough bugs, especially considering that half of them can send me directly into the f***ing soil.
Hell yeah.
I know, right? Anyway, on his trip to the middle of f***ing nowhere, he stumbled across a colony of spiny savannah ants, which is a pretty normal thing to find out there.
Really?
However, getting closer, he noticed something a little off. You see, the main ant colony was fine, completely normal. However, the several disfigured and deformed ant corpses clamped onto shoots of grass surrounding the colony like a Bug's Life version of Vlad the Inhaler.
Oh, you like ants?
Those were significantly less normal. Broussard, mildly unsettled by the ant gore on his timeline, took samples for inspection, and upon getting a closer look, realized something both really cool and really spooky.
What?
The ants had been overtaken by fungus.
Big old red one.
I mean,
More
it does look
accurately, a
moldy.
previously unknown strain of the cordyceps fungus, infamous around the globe for its ability to create zombie bugs. And the way it does it is unbelievably horrific. You see, it begins with a spore landing on an ant and producing a thin rope-like strand that penetrates and attaches to their exoskeleton. At which point, the ant gets a little timer on his hotbar, counting down to a family reunion with his ancestors. Once inside, the fungus begins to take control of the ant's body and brain function, completely changing their behavior, replacing their colony-focused mindset with one single goal.
What?
Climb. Its fungus-riddled mind drags its rapidly deteriorating body to the closest high point, which is usually a plant, with its final act being to clamp its mandibles onto the stem in a death grip, finally succumbing to the infection and being completely consumed. Its corpse blossoming into a fully grown cordyceps fungus and raining down spores onto the rest of the colony to continue the cycle of infection. Now look, I know this fungus is found elsewhere in the world, but it's a new strain, and it was found in Australia.
Of course
With my
it
luck,
was.
I'm going to be playing The Last of Us against couch-sized spiders within the fucking week.
I've never
Komodo
played.
dragons are...
What the fuck did I just...
Ends with a spore landing on an ancestors. Once inside, the fungus begins to take control of the ant's body.
I think I skipped a little too far ahead.
Climb. Its fungus... but it's a new strain, and Godzilla's little ring and I mean, seriously, this isn't be playing with the cycle of infection. Now, look, I know this fungus is found elsewhere in the world, but it's a new strain, and it was found in Australia.
I've never played
With
Last
my
of
luck,
Us.
I'm going to be
Maybe
playing
I
The
should.
Last of Us against couch-sized spiders.
Yeah, maybe I need to play Last of Us and prepare for it. Because Australia is going to doom us.
Is within the fucking week. Komodo dragons are horror villains. I mean, seriously,
I
this
like Komodo
industrial-sized
dragons.
lizard is easily one of the biggest assholes in the animal kingdom when it comes to hunting methods. Packing a PhD in suffering and a double degree in biological warfare purely because they cannot be expending effort to hunt. You see, Godzilla's little cousin here is the largest lizard
Never seen
in the
Godzilla.
world, weighing up to 166
Big
kilos
boy.
and being a full 3.13 meters in length, which means, for the
Double
short
my
kings in
height.
my audience, if you're brave enough, bang a motor transport
Oh,
right there.
okay. I thought, okay.
Now, being the reptile equivalent of a
Never
Cadillac
seen
Escalade
any.
means that the Komodo dragon needs to consume a lot of
Big
calories
boy.
to keep that bulk going. However, rather than using that bulk to proactively chase down and body slam its prey, they can take down prey 3 times their size, because as if being a reptilian tank was not enough, they are also venomous.
Yeah.
And this isn't just your run-of-the-mill snake venom that, you know, gives
If I remember that if you're on your period, they will like hunt you down if you're around them, and they can like track you through the island. Thank you, Casual Geographic, for that. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
you a nice quick 15-minute death. No. A Komodo hunt starts with it running up to its prey and giving it a nice big chomp on the leg, injecting it with hemorrhagic venom.
Hell yeah.
After biting, the Komodo dragon off and just sits
And then
there
hunts you down later.
watching. The confused and bewildered animal runs off into the forest, leaking blood, allowing that Komodo dragon to track it like a DoorDash order. A week
Yummy.
goes by, and that bite wound isn't closing because hemorrhagic venom prevents blood clots.
Oh.
So the animal is still slowly bleeding out, and the Komodo is still watching. More time passes. That bite wound gets infected because Komodos are carrion feeders, meaning that the inside of their mouth is full of enough rotting flesh and bacteria to give Asmongold a run for his money. The infection begins to drain the animal's strength, and the Komodo is still watching. Another week passes. The infection has spread.
How long can they go
and
without
the
eating?
flesh has begun to rot.
They don't get
And
bored?
you best believe that ass lizard is still there watching, like he's waiting for his meal to heat up in the microwave.
I would get bored if I was a lizard. I would top out at 1 week and go, okay, I'll just kill it. I would get so bored and hungry. They have more patience than I do.
Once the bleeding, disease-ridden animal becomes too exhausted to move on its own and collapses, the Komodo strolls over and eats it alive, shredding it into chunks if it's larger, or if it's small enough, swallowing it whole as it screams on the way down.
Vor is everywhere Vor is everywhere when you have eyes to see it.
Even for me, man, that's fucked. This adorable little octopus
Poisonous?
is also the world's deadliest.
Yep, okay. But it's so cute.
Introducing the blue-ringed octopus, a species of cephalopod native to Australia, and in a shock to precisely 0 people at this point, it's venomous. Because of course it's f***ing venomous.
It's so
Why
cute.
wouldn't it be venomous? That'd make my life way too f***ing easy. Now, to its credit, unlike most of the toxic bullshit in this hellscape I call home, they at least have the common decency to be coloured like a f***ing neon sign.
Yeah.
However, it immediately loses this credit
Can
by
it
being
adapt?
the octopus equivalent of a f***ing hobbit, coming in smaller than a 50-cent coin. And this is a problem, because it is...
8 inches is too big. 8 inches is too big. No, I'm not doing a Vor stream, but 8 inches is too big for an octopus, okay? If we're being honest, that's way too big. Way too big. Unnecessarily big. They can hunt prey just fine being smaller. Too big. Too big.
Is the most venomous octopus in the world. That's right, this fluoro spaghetti ball is packed to the brim with neurotoxin. More specifically, tetrodotoxin. You know, the same shit that turns cooking a puff fish into a quick time event? Yeah, these little guys are packing it too. However, because it is Australian, the blue-ringed octopus is on violence timing and is the only animal in the world to use this as an offensive measure by way of a venomous bite. But what does the venom actually do? Well, imagine you're wading through the rock pools with the homies and you accidentally disturb this little gentleman's residence. The blue ring, taking the American approach to home defense, suctions onto your leg and bites you. Best part, it's completely painless. So if you're distracted by how thick your mate's looking in those Speedos, you aren't going to feel That is, until your face starts tingling like TV static. It's warm out here under the sun, but you weren't sweating like this 5 minutes ago, and now you got a headache. You start to feel sick, weak. You go to call out, but your voice comes out slurred like you just knocked back a bottle of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
And then suddenly, your legs come out from under you, and you hit the beach. Fun fact about tetrodotoxin. It's a paralytic. Freezes up your muscles one by one, starting with your arms and legs, which is why you're kissing the sand. You know what else is a muscle?
I want to kiss the homies instead.
The muscle that controls your breathing. And yeah, turns those bad boys off too. And so, your chest stops rising and falling, and you suffocate to death right there on the beach.
Yay!
Now,
die with the homies.
How come no one called an ambulance? That's easy. They didn't have time to. You went up to meet your ancestors in under 20 minutes.
Oh.
God ordered your ass with same-day shipping, and this little delivered.
Yeah, I'm never stepping foot in Australia. Never happening. Nope, nope, nope.
Employee of the month.
Hell yeah.
This snake can take your arm off.
But a scratch. Scratch?
Can it take my leg instead?
Introducing
That's kind
the
of
Furtilance,
useless.
a species of pit viper native to South America and Mexico, with this particular nope rope having quite possibly one of the nastiest bites in the world.
I like snakes.
This is a fairly major problem because this little has the temperament of an esche at a train station.
A what?
Being incredibly aggressive and
Sorry, I'm
extremely territorial.
Both of you give me your wallets and your shoes, bar, otherwise I'll cave your heads in right here, right now, bar.
In fact, this toxic garden hose is such an aggressive little within its range, it makes up an average of 50% of all snake bites. However, despite the huge number of attacks, it's only fatal in 6% of bites. So why is it such a problem? Just because you leave the bite doesn't mean you'll want to. You see, when a Furtilance bites you, this massive viper sinks its huge inch-long fangs into your skin and injects you
An
with
inch long is quite big.
teaspoons of venom. You will at this point notice a little status effect bar appear on the bottom of your screen. Don't worry about that. That's a mystery Muscatool that'll hurt us later.
Yeah.
Upon being bitten, your blood pressure immediately crashes lower than the stock market and you start to feel very ill. The bite wound feels like you've been shot in the leg, you start sweating like someone's looking through your browser history, and then you start puking your guts up. Shortly followed by your collapse into the ground in agony. Now, Furtilance venom is hemorrhagic, so while you're having a frat boy moment on the ground, the venom is breaking down the walls of your blood vessels, causing massive internal bleeding. At the same time, it's seeping into your bloodstream, causing it to thicken and start throwing clots. But hey, you're in luck. You were with a buddy when you got bitten. They rush you to the hospital, and because it's such a common snake bite, they have the anti-venom on hand and administer it immediately, counteracting the venom's effects. There is just one problem. The mystery Muscatool is still there, because anti-venom is not necromancy. So, all the dead tissue around the bite caused by the blood clots and internal bleeding is still very dead. In fact, it's so dead that it is rotting on your still alive body in a process called necrosis. I can't show you a photo of necrosis because it's genuinely disgusting.
Please, no,
but
I don't
want to see it. Term you
I don't want to see
understand,
it.
The snake applies scarlet rot.
I don't want to see that.
Now, so long as that rot's still attached to you, it's gonna spread. So, there's only one way to stop it.
Chop
Cut
it off. Yeah. Slice.
This is the deadliest snake in the world. Introducing the inland taipan, and being the deadliest venom noodle in the world, I will give you exactly one guess as to where it's found.
Australia. Square.
It's Australia, of course it's fucking Australia. Be so serious here. Where the else did you think you were going to find it? Canada?
Nowhere.
More specifically, as the name suggests, the taipan is found inland in the outback. Luckily, extremely far from civilization. Because this homicidal hospital hose is the definition of size doesn't matter. Because despite having extremely
what I've been
small
saying all
fangs for a venomous
video.
snake, coming in at only 6.2 millimeters, the taipan is here to show you
Just big
that
enough.
you absolutely can feel less than an inch, because those fangs contain the statistically deadliest snake venom on the fucking planet.
What is the rate?
Yeah, taipan venom is a pina colada of pain,
Ooh,
containing
yummy.
but not limited to hemotoxins to cause blood clots, myotoxins for paralysis and necrosis, nephrotoxins to shut down your kidneys, and 3 different kinds of neurotoxin. Needless to say, if it bites you, you will get a headache, vomit up the entire contents of your stomach, collapse to the ground in agonizing pain, and then your heart and lungs will stop, sending you to meet God in under 15 minutes.
As bad as the
Venom is so
octopus.
fucking potent that one bite contains enough toxin to do that to 100 people. But the funniest part of this snake's venom is that in the wild, they only hunt rats and fucking mice.
Why do they
deadliest
need all
venom on
that?
the planet, and they are using it to pack up Remy the rat. It's
They
like
don't
hunting
need
a
all
rabbit
that.
with a fucking AWP.
That's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
This shrimp can cause explosions. My main goal is
Wait, to blow Jovi.
up. Introducing the mantis shrimp, native to the West Indo-Pacific Ocean and possibly the coolest crustacean under the sea. Because
Under
this
the sea,
fluorescent
under
armored
the sea.
sausage is actually a voracious, bloodthirsty predator rocking enough surveillance equipment to scare the CIA with a
Course it
weapon
is.
powerful enough to surpass Metal Gear. See, the mantis shrimp is a highly effective predator, and they find and track their prey with easily the most advanced set of eyes on the fucking planet. First off, each of these eye stalks can rotate independently like a periscope, giving them a full 360 degrees of vision.
That's
However,
impressive.
more importantly, they can see colours we can't. You see, the mantis shrimp's eyes contain a
They
full
can smell the
15
colours.
photoreceptor cones compared to our 3. Which is a fancy way of saying they can see in 16K HDR with ray tracing enabled at 500 render distance. Oh my PC. Now, not only is their visual clarity unmatched, they can also see into the infrared and ultraviolet light spectrums. And despite all of this, they still can't find who asked. What they can, however, find is their next meal. The mantis shrimp subsists on a diet of fish, worms, squidward, and, most importantly, Mr. Krabs. Now, crabs famously exist inside of a defensive shell. So, how does this polite little gentleman break into the
Knives.
shell?
Knives.
Simple. He throws hands.
Punch.
That's right, weighing in at only 90 grams and 38 centimeters in length, the mantis shrimp has a punch that produces 15,000 newtons of force. That is 176 newtons per gram. So if a
I don't know
human
what that
was
means.
capable of that same kind of force,
Sounds big.
a right hook from someone who weighs 80 kilo would be like getting hit in the face with 6 sticks of dynamite.
Oh.
Now, to produce that force, its claw needs to be moving at 83 kilometers an hour, which is so fast it creates a vacuum in the water called a cavitation bubble, which then immediately collapses at such a speed it creates a miniature explosion that flashbangs the target and reaches a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. Mr. Krabs is getting f***ing disintegrated.
Money.
This is Australia's most common snake, and that's quite a problem, because it's also one of the world's deadliest.
Why do they have them
the eastern
all?
brown snake, native to quite literally every state in the land down under. And
Yeah.
unluckily for us, this asshole has earned himself a silver medal in the Note Rope Olympics venom category, coming in second place for the most venomous snake in the world.
We learned about
It
the
is
first
worth
one,
noting
didn't we?
that third and first place are unsurprisingly also both held by Australian snakes.
Hell yeah.
Because God hates us. However, unlike first and third, the toxic middle child here is a far larger
It can
problem.
stand?
Because putting it lightly, he's a cunt. The eastern brown is one of the most territorial species of snake in the world, which is a scientific way of saying they operate on the US home defense philosophy. If you dare put a pinky toe onto this guy's property, he will bite your ass, injecting you with
Not
a
my
hemotoxin
ass.
that can send you to heaven via blood clot in under 30 minutes if left untreated. But hey, stay off his property and he'll leave you alone, right? Yeah, one problem. His property is your property.
Yay! Bibbity boppity. Get off my property.
That's right. The eastern brown doesn't live out in the middle of nowhere like his slightly more deadly cousin. This fucker is so at home in the suburbs, he drives a f***ing Prius. You can find this burnt piece of spaghetti literally anywhere. Go to put your shoes on, he's turned them into a 2-bedroom home. Hop in the car to go to work. Yeah, unfortunately, that's his car now. Get to
How do
work
they
on the
get
job
in?
site? What do you know? He f***ing works here too. Try to take a shower
He's not getting
after
paid.
a long day at work? F*** off. He's moisturising. You can't even take a shit in the comfort of your own home
Are they in the
without
pipes?
running the risk of the dunny being occupied. In fact, these bastards are
Nightmare
so
fuel.
omnipresent that out of the 200 species of snake in the country, this ginormous asshole makes up 60% of snake bites. What a cunt. This wasp is basically a xenomorph.
I hate wasps.
Introducing the tarantula hawk wasp, possibly one of the most nightmare-inducing insects on the planet. And the reason it's such a threat to your mental health is because its hunting and reproduction strategy is ripped straight from Ellen Ripley's autobiography. But before we get to the strats, you're going to have to learn a little bit about it first.
Okay.
Native to Australia, because of course it fucking is, this fucker
course,
is
of course.
the largest wasp on the planet.
Oh.
Coming in at a massive
It don't
2.5
even
inches. Which, I mean, boys, we would all agree, well above average,
Huge,
right? Huge. And this is
huge.
probably the most effective 2
It don't
inches has
even
ever been.
look
because
like a
it has the
wasp that
second
much.
most painful sting of any insect on the planet. Coming in just barely behind the bullet ant. Pack and a half-inch stinger with a potent venom.
That will be my nightmares tonight. I guarantee that will be my
Venom that has
nightmares.
been described as blinding, debilitating, I can't move my arm, and electric. Now, the size and poison aren't just for nothing, because as the name tarantula hawk wasp suggests, they are purpose-built, genetically perfect killing machines designed specifically to
Arachnophobia.
violate spiders, making Australia basically
There's no
an
way that's a
all-you-can-eat buffet
spider.
for them. But they don't just execute the spiders. No, that'd be too normal. Hawk wasps
Torment?
use spiders
Torture?
to reproduce in one of the most horrific ways possible. And that all starts with a female hawk wasp hunting down a tarantula. As the buff bulking spider takes a wrong turn down a dark alley, the hawk wasp, noticing the 8 sets of TNs on his feet, proceeds to fucking jump him. Flying down from above to land a sting into the spider's abdomen, instantly and permanently paralyzing it. The Bug Harbour Butcher then proceeds to drag the still completely conscious and aware spider into an isolated kill room, which is where the fucked up part really begins.
Okay.
Because our wasp isn't hungry, it's pregnant, and proceeds to lay its egg on the paralysed spider's abdomen. After about 3 to 4
The
days,
kids
that
eat it.
egg hatches into a larvae. A very, very
Hungry.
hungry larvae. Fortunately, there's a whole bunch of fresh fruit right here underneath them. That food being the still paralysed, still very conscious
It's
and
still
aware
alive
spider.
3
The
days
larvae
later?
burrows into the spider's abdomen and gets to work converting it into a KFC family bucket,
Yum,
consuming
yum.
it from the inside out, purposely avoiding vital organs to keep the food nice and fresh. After it's done consuming a living being, the larvae breaks forth from the demolished corpse like a fucking chest burster and fucks off to continue the generational arachnid violation. Anywho, good luck getting any sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'm not getting any sleep tonight, and I hope you don't either. If I have to suffer, so do you. This just further confirms my fear of bugs and spiders. I do not feel bad for the spider, though. I don't feel bad for it at all, so. Okay. Well, if anyone that's planning on sleeping tonight, I hope you have nightmares. But YouTube, if you would let me watch more of MoreParz, if you let me to watch more of MoreParz, comment down below what I should watch next. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, have a horrible nightmare. But until next time, bye-bye. Wah. Wah. Let me name the recording. You can't call people bitches? Aww. Automod didn't like that. Let me name the file. Rename MoreParz. There we go. I think I will do... how long is the next one? Let me see. How long is it? 19 minutes. Let me stand up for a second. And then I'll probably do another one. I need to circulate the blood. But what does everyone think of the stream? How are we doing? I need to stretch. Wah. Don't forget to stretch, eat some snacks, hydrate, something I never forget to do. Thank you. What? Make sure to get your blood flowing. Let's go. Nice. What? Okay. And then we have another video to get into. Okay. What? Let me open that file. This one. Okay. 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 I don't know why I always get hiccups when I stand up. Okay, let's fix that. Okay. Take a drink. We are almost officially halfway through the glass. I think it's because it's so strong. I haven't been sipping on it. I forget to water down the water. Okay. What's up, YouTube? Hello, YouTube. Hello, Pumpkin. My name is Mistic, and welcome to Mistic Reacts. Today, I am watching some MoreParz videos. I have a whole playlist if you would like to go check that out. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. What is your favorite MoreParz video? Maybe I've watched it, maybe I haven't, maybe I'll check it out in this video. Let's see. But if you haven't subscribed, what else am I missing? What else am I missing? I think that's all. So, let's get into the video.
This bird has to rearrange its organs and skeleton just
Kiwi?
to lay an egg.
Yeah.
This cute little guy is the kiwi bird, a species of ratite native to New Zealand this time, and the absolute poster child for getting cucked by evolution. You see, this walking featherball is actually directly related to the emu, ostrich, and cassowary, being a member of the same family of flightless birds. However, there is a problem. You see, the rest of the kiwi's bloodline actually looked up a build guide before picking their stat spread, and as such made sure to trade the whole flying thing for something useful. With all of his cousins specking into speed, size, and some kind of offensive capability. So that leaves the question, what did the kiwi pick to make up for not
Cuteness.
flying? Absolutely nothing.
Cuteness.
Kiwis are tiny in comparison to their relatives, coming in at only 4 kilos in weight and 50 centimeters tall. This is because kiwis evolved largely on an island with no natural predators, so they downsized and traded out the knife feet and bloodlust for just being a little guy with a good attitude, which honestly worked pretty well for them. Until the British did British things, and now they have to deal with cats and dogs trying to eat them. And considering this build was not designed for PvP, they have been clapped so hard by invasive species that they are now unfortunately an endangered animal. But getting shafted by the British is just the beginning of the generational violation of the Kiwi. Because these poor feathered fruits can't even reproduce without getting over. You see, the kiwi bird's cousins are famous for laying huge eggs. I'm talking hit your protein macros in one meal-sized eggs.
Yeah.
And you would think that is because
I
they
don't
are
like
large.
eggs that much.
And you would be
even though I have chickens.
wrong. Because their vertically challenged cousins have to lay eggs the same size. A kiwi bird lays eggs 20% the size of their body.
That's
With
crazy.
the egg being so bloody large, it rearranges their internal organs and stretches their rib cage just to be able to hold the thing. For reference, that is like a human giving birth to a 15-kilo child. That's not a bun in the oven anymore. That's a whole bakery. This animal will peel your face off like a banana. Introducing the one creature that strikes fear into the hearts of every Aussie.
Or drop bear.
The infamous, terrifying drop bear.
Yeah, drop bear.
A species of predatory marsupial exclusive to the land down under. This genuine nightmare may seem pretty normal at first, closely resembling the koala bear, and that is by design. You see, the drop bear is an ambush predator, patrolling the branches of the eucalyptus tree and using their keen sense of smell to detect incoming prey. And once they can smell you approaching, they will position themselves in the leaves of the trees, being basically impossible to spot unless you're actively looking for them. And even if you do see them, you're automatically going to assume it's a koala. And that assumption is probably going to be the last mistake you make, because walking under these things is inviting the most painful death you can think of. Once you've walked into range, the drop bear will launch itself from a tree and aim directly for your head. Small animals will often be clapped on impact as the 20-kilo drop bear launched itself out of the tree so fast that it snaps their spine. And they're the lucky ones, because once they make contact with your head, drop bears will immediately puncture your scalp with their foreclaws and latch on like a fuzzy little face hugger. Once firmly attached to your skull, the drop bear will start to kick out your eyes with its hind claws in an attempt to blind you. And while they are forcing you to cosplay Daredevil, they will be tearing into your face with their fangs like a chainsaw. The attacks are so vicious, most human victims end up being completely scalped and having their faces removed. And even if you manage to pull them off in the initial assault, those claws contain a potent neurotoxin which will paralyze you in under 5 minutes, allowing them to run you down and eat you alive. Australia loses roughly 600 people per year to drop bear attacks. So if you want to survive your trip down under, I have a secret to share with you about the drop bear. And that secret is that all of this is complete and utter bullshit. Drop bears aren't real. I made it all up. April Fool's cunt. This
Fuck
jellyfish
you.
is basically a time bomb. Introducing the
Yeah, they're not
Urcangia,
real?
a species of jellyfish native to the northern waters of the land down under, and possibly my least favourite animal in the entire ocean, because it is just a massive, spiteful cunt. Well, massive is misleading, as this little guy is tiny. I mean, ridiculously small, being not much
Just a
bigger
little
than your
guy.
fingernail at the head, and basically completely invisible to the naked eye. This is a fairly major problem, because behind that halo cloak frame they are dragging 3-foot-long tentacles and shocking absolutely no one.
Say the line, Bart!
What's the line?
It is one of the most venomous jellyfish in the ocean. I'm so f***ing tired of the stealth poison multi-classes on OCE servers, dude. This shit is broken. You see, those 3-foot tentacles are covered with tiny little barbs, and at the barest touch, they will literally propel themselves into your skin like a bullet and inject you with the Australia Special, a pina colada cocktail of various neurotoxins. And upon being injected, you will feel absolutely f***ing nothing.
Why do they
You'll
keep
keep swimming around, splashing about in the water, kiss.
What? Perfect frame. Why do they keep specking into not feeling anything? Why do they keep specking into that? They're already deadly enough. Why do you need to be even more deadly? Why? Give us a warning. Give us a warning. And give your homies a kiss.
In the homies, until you are overcome with a sudden, severe feeling of impending dread. I mean the kind of dread that will have you hysterically screaming that you are about to die. I'm gonna die!
I'm gonna die!
I'm gonna f***ing die! That's because
Is
the
that
invisible
from,
cut here does
is
psychic damage, inflicting a
only
condition
up-
known as
not only
Urcangia
up.
syndrome, which starts with a
Getting
feeling of
over it.
impending doom
Okay.
so strong, there are records of people asking to be, avoiding a ban here, forcibly disconnected from God's Minecraft server. And that feeling of doom is warranted because about 30 minutes after being stung, that biological bomb goes off, with the venom initially causing extreme pain throughout your entire body. And after making you feel like a failed isekai protagonist, the venom then spikes your blood pressure and heart rate through the roof, which can cause heart attacks, blood clots, and has even been recorded to cause brain hemorrhages. And the f***ed up part is, it doesn't have an anti-venom. This thing sneak attacks you, waits 30 minutes, sends you a private DM telling you it got your ass, and there is not a f***ing thing you can do about it. Toxic little shit. This pigeon saved an entire army battalion.
Heroes never die.
Introducing our protagonist, Jeremy, a carrier pigeon who was in the employ of the US Army Signal Corps during World War I. You see, back in the oldie times, radio technology was, so carrier pigeons were still the meta for DMing the homies memes over distance. Which is how, in 1918, our feathered little shock trooper here ended up in France, with 500 US soldiers stuck 3 kilometers behind enemy lines, completely cut off from supply and reinforcement in a 7-day shootout. You see, Jeremy's battalion, juiced up on freedom and red crayons, had overextended and become trapped, surrounded on all sides by German soldiers. And to make matters worse, being stuck behind enemy lines meant they were now on the receiving end of US defense spending, being absolutely hammered with friendly artillery. Now, stuck as far away as they would have had more luck using their radio as fucking nunchucks than a comms device. So they began sending out carrier pigeons in an attempt to tell command to stop fucking shelling them and help on the point. However, the Germans were having none of that shit and shot every single carrier pigeon the battalion sent out of the air like they were running an AIM Labs warm-up. Until only one remained. Jeremy. Desperate and rapidly running out of soldiers, the battalion wrote a message and attached it to Jeremy, sending him into the air and watching him sail above the trees. And just when they thought he was clear...
No.
Some f***ing sweat on the German side nailed him. The battalion watched in horror as their last hope spiraled out of the sky. The bullet tore straight through Jeremy's center of mass, destroying one eye, punching a hole through his chest, and blowing off one of his legs. And this giga chad of an animal tanked it.
Do you have any ibuprofen?
I have a headache.
The Marines watched in awe as this mangled pigeon picked itself out of the mud and managed to fly clear of German fire. Jeremy made it the whole way back to base, delivering the message and saving a total of 194 soldiers.
Let's
Not only did he get the
go.
job done, but he lived. He was granted one of the highest military honors the French
that
army
bird
could
better
provide,
have like a
and sent into
luxury
retirement
life.
with his trainer. And when
After
he
that.
eventually did pass several years later, he was preserved and placed in the Smithsonian, where you can go see him today. There he is, absolute legend. Scientists just de-extincted a 12,000-year-old dog. Well,
What do you
kinda.
mean,
You see,
de-extinct?
a bioengineering company called Colossal has
Oh,
dedicated
is it
itself to doing what every single Jurassic Park film has told us is a bad idea. Bringing back extinct species. And recently, they made a breakthrough. They managed to bring back the 12,000-year-old direwolf. You know those big-ass puppies from Game of Thrones that the Starks had? Yeah, those were actually a real-ass animal, alive during the late Ice Age. And the best way I can describe them to you is basically a wolf on steroids. Yeah, buddy! These things were bigger, faster, and stronger, estimated to have the highest bite force out of any canine.
Why exactly are we bringing them back? Like, could we not have chose like a cuter animal? Why the dire wolf? Why not like a dodo? Or like, why not something cute and not harmful? Why? I've never seen Jurassic Park, so I don't know, but why the dire wolf? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why?
And in a move that I'm sure has no implications, they have managed to bring these bad boys back to life. These two little guys are now 6 months old and have been living on a private plot of land with 24/7 veterinary care. However, they've only just been shown off to the public, with the company going so far as to get a photo op with George R.R. Martin holding one of these adorable little killing machines, showing that that man will literally interact with an extinct species before he finishes that last book. There is, however, one small problem. This isn't technically a dire wolf.
Yeah,
you see, by merit of them being extinct, short of specking into necromancy, you can't exactly bring them back. Which is where this guy comes in. You see, the grey wolf shares 99.5% of its genetic code with the dire wolf. So,
How does that
using
work?
CRISPR gene editing, they basically toss the grey wolf back into the spore creator, then using the code found in dire wolf fossils as a build guide, juiced the out of it, boosting the size slider and putting some extra points into strength, as well as adjusting its head shape and teeth. All in all, they made a total of 20 edits to 14 genes, producing the closest thing we can get to a dire wolf short of time travel.
But why?
Which is cool as fuck. I give it 5 years before a man-made horror beyond comprehension breaks out of that fucking lab and we are all playing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
This bear was actually a soldier.
Cocaine bear.
But how?
Or is it a
it was
different bear?
1942, and the 22nd Polish Artillery
Is this
Company were
Cocaine
passing
Bear?
through the mountains of Iran on their way to the front lines to fight the Nazis. While passing through a town on their way, they were stopped by a young Iranian shepherd looking to trade with them for rations and a Swiss Army knife. When the Poles asked what he had to offer in return, the young shepherd produced
Not
a
really.
burlap sack containing an orphaned Syrian brown bear cub. You see, this bear's mother was shot by hunters, which is how he ended up in a low-tech Pokeball being offered as a trade deal. The Polish looked at the bear and, clearly seeing the potential for insane dad lore, said, "Damn good deal." And the most worthwhile trade deal in history, parted ways with their supplies in exchange for a f***ing Pokemon, adopting him into their ranks and naming him Wojtek. And the 22nd immediately set about raising this little man as a proper bear and soldier. Maggots! As a baby, they would feed him condensed milk out of an empty vodka bottle, as well as
Hell yeah.
feeding him on the cartoon bear diet consisting of fruit, honey, and marmalade. They also appointed a soldier as his caretaker who wasted no time in showing Wojtek how to fit in with the rest of the army, teaching Yogi's little cousin to wave, salute, and even march. While not undergoing rigorous military training, Wojtek would hang out with the soldiers. He drank coffee with them in the morning, trained with them in the day,
Hell yeah.
and when they all got shit-faced in the evening, he would wrestle with them. Do you know how much a brown bear has to love you to wrestle
To
you?
not kill you?
On top of double rations, they would also feed Wojtek treats in the form of beer and cigarettes. They
Hell
let
yeah.
the bear have smoko.
Hell yeah.
Eventually, Army High Command heard about this and were having absolutely none of it.
Aww.
You see, pets were not allowed in the army, which meant Wojtek had to go. Or did he?
He's a
because
member.
the 22nd Artillery Company officially enlisted him.
I'm doing my part.
I'm
Hell
doing
yeah.
my part. I'm doing my part.
Wojtek was given a serial number and granted the rank of private. So when confronted about the very conspicuous bear in their ranks, they simply went, "That's not a bear, that's Private Wojtek."
Hell yeah.
And Wojtek took his new role very seriously, as during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, Wojtek began using his bulk to transport artillery shells and ammo to soldiers engaged in combat. They had a fucking resupply bear. For his bravery, he was promoted to the rank of corporal, and the 22nd changed their insignia to a bear carrying an artillery
I hope
shell.
you enjoy that
This
rank up.
absolute unit smoked, drank, and dropped artillery on the Nazis.
Hell yeah.
Based. Crocodiles are just dinosaurs that forgot to go extinct. I am dead serious, and I cannot think of a croc species to better make my point than the saltwater crocodile.
Okay.
A species native to the land down under.
Of course.
And shocking absolutely no one. Yes, it can and will eat you.
Of course.
You see, keeping on theme with the whole forgetting to go extinct thing, the salty stat spread just feels like something that should have been patched out with the rest of Jurassic Park, starting with their ridiculous size. You see,
Big
salties
boy.
are the largest
Big
reptile
boy.
on the planet, coming in at a total of 6 meters long with a maximum weight of 1,100 kilos.
Holy
which
big
makes
boy.
this murder lizard genuinely longer than my car. And the up part is that despite
He has some
being
good
longer
hair.
than my ute, they are for some reason absolute masters of stealth. You see, crocs are ambush predators, which is a scientific way of saying they are dirty campers.
Spawn campers.
See, they've got 2 raised eyes that sit on the top of their heads, which means they can submerge their Ford Falcon-sized frame basically entirely under the water without sacrificing the ability to spot whatever they are looking to turn into a Happy Meal. And from your perspective as the Happy Meal, they are really difficult to see, which makes it very easy to walk just a little too close and, yeah, get bitten in half by that hydraulic press they call a mouth.
Hell yeah. Mistic crunch.
That's right, just like any good camper, these scaly arseholes are packing a one-shot in the form of
Hell
one of the
yeah.
highest bite forces of any animal on the f***ing planet, having been recorded at putting out a maximum of 3,700 psi of force through their jaws.
What does that mean?
To put that into context, your skull will crack at 1,100 psi, so
Oh.
a croc would pop your head like a watermelon. And if you
I
don't
wanna
immediately get folded by the
crack
first bite,
watermelon with
those
my
jaws will
thighs.
latch
I wanna
onto
do
you
that.
as the croc begins a death roll, spinning its ton of body weight like a washing machine until whatever part of you it has decided to eat snaps off and is added to its protein goals. But the best thing about the crocodile is their build is so f***ing good. They have genuinely been around with very little evolutionary change for 65 million years. Which means I grew up watching Steve Irwin wrestle dinosaurs for fun. Rest in peace, you absolute f***ing legend.
Yeah.
Koalas are really dumb. In fact, Australia's fuzzy icon is probably the dumbest thing on the planet. And that
Really?
stupidity starts with their diet, because of all the things they could have chosen to eat, they chose to eat
Leaf.
nothing but straight up poison.
Oh.
You see, koalas feed exclusively on eucalyptus leaves, which, shocking no one, are highly toxic. Because
Of
they are full to
course.
the brim with eucalypt oil, which is so fucking poisonous that as little as 3.75 mil is enough to land you in the afterlife, with the Reaper asking you why the fuck you felt the need to eat a leaf.
But can you be around it? 'Cause I feel like I've seen those, like eucalyptus stuff for sale or something.
Why? Oh, it's also highly flammable and burns like napalm. Because Australia.
Okay.
Now, despite nature putting up this giant do not eat sign, that did not stop the koala, because he can't f***ing read. This suboptimal bulking diet not only gives the koala f*** all in the way of nutrition, but also requires their body to rest to filter out the toxins so they don't f***ing cark it. Meaning they need to spend upwards of 18 hours a day sleeping in order to just digest their fucking food. These dumbasses spend most of their life in a food coma. That is,
Just like
however,
me,
if
for
they even
real.
get to the food to begin with, because they are so mind-numbingly brain dead that they will not recognize a eucalyptus leaf as food unless it is on the branch. I could give this dumbass a lifetime supply of food, and if it wasn't on a stick, he would starve to death. It should come as no surprise to you at this point that the koala has such an esky temperature IQ that they literally have a smooth brain. The thoughts slide right off of this dumb cunt. I love him.
Yeah. Cute. They're so cute. And if you like the koala, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to me. The closest thing you will find to a koala. Yeah. But until next time, YouTube, bye-bye. And I will definitely end it there, as I need to go eat dinner. I need to go do that. But let me do this. I got enough in my lore. I can't add koala to it. Okay. Now we have 4 more videos for me to edit tonight, tomorrow. And in the morning I will hopefully do an art stream, maybe. And tomorrow night I will hopefully do a gaming stream, because I need to play some games. So hopefully that happens. Hopefully do not quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. But until next time, bye bye. What? Ba-dum, ba-dum, dum, 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 dum. Alrighty. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Ba-dum-dum-dum. Oh. Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Bow-bow-bow. Ba-bum-bum-bum-ba. Bum-ba. Ba-da-dum-dum. Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum. Bum-bum. Ba-da-dum-dum. Until next time, which is tomorrow, hopefully. Bye-bye. Minute to go over. There we go. Okay. Bye-bye.